it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Is your air conditioner ready for the hot weather ahead? Get it checked now before you really need it. Call Bryant now to schedule your spring air conditioning service check. No matter what brand equipment you have, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean, inspect, and test to make sure it's ready to cool efficiently when hot weather hits. Stay cool and comfortable with air conditioning services from Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111 to schedule your AC check. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Life happens. Unexpected bills, tough choices. Your car needs repairs, but your child needs new shoes. What do you decide? At Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, they help families before small problems become breaking points. They connect parents to support so they can keep working, so kids stay secure, and so families stay together. Help Lincoln families thrive. Donate to Nebraska Children and Families Foundation through Give to Lincoln.
Attention Lincoln riders, mark your calendars and get your gear ready. This is the weekend you've been waiting for. The official Honda factory demo truck is rolling into Nebraska for a massive two-day event. This Friday and Saturday, May 8th and 9th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, the big red Honda Semi will be at Rod's Power Sports in Southwest Lincoln, unloading a fleet of 22 brand new 2026 motorcycles. Experience the legendary Gold Wing, the adventure-ready Transalp, or the high-performance CBR sport bikes. They're all here and ready for you to ride. Bring your gear and your motorcycle endorsement because these test rides are free. Plus, just for completing a ride, Honda is handing out $250 in Demo Bucks coupons. You can use those savings toward any new, unregistered Honda two-wheeled motorcycle anytime within the next 30 days. At Rod's, it's a party for the whole family. We'll have free refreshments all weekend long with fresh brats served on Saturday. Saturday is also Family Day. Bring the kids out for fun games and activities while you check out the new lineup. Rod's Power Sports, 1030 South Taylor Road, your only Level 5 Honda powerhouse in Nebraska. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda motorcycles are for riders 16 years and older.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Hour one of Old School is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It is indeed Old School. Another week starts now. 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Austin Orman here. Jay Foreman out for the week. So, Eric, you can revoke that text immediately. No Jay Foreman all week long. That's all right, though. We have a plan in place. We'll hardly miss Jay before he is back for the proceedings next week. But filling in for this first hour, Jake Bachman. Bach, what's up?
Hey, not too much. Glad to be with you.
Appreciate you filling in here for this first little segment. We'll have Brian Munson coming up at 3:30, and then DP will be along for the ride in hours 2 and 3. Bach, lots to get to here in this first hour. Really, this first segment, though, we need to look at Nebraska baseball's weekend at Ohio State. Did not at all go the way the Huskers or Husker fans had planned. Not the way to get where Nebraska wants to go, and that is, of course, hosting a regional here in Lincoln. But the place and the people to get you to the places that matter most is Graham Tire Company. They're celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. 402-464-5685 is the number if you would like to be part of the show. We'd like to hear from you. Bach, we're going to talk some Nebraska, Ohio State, kind of big picture series history things because, of course, Nebraska enters the Big Ten as a member in 2011, long after Ohio State helps found the Big Ten back in the day. So Nebraska comes marching into Ohio State's conference. No new bullies on the block and all, according to Sports Illustrated. Hasn't necessarily worked out that way. We'll get to football in a minute, but let's go ahead and start with baseball. Husker baseball ends up getting swept by a cumulative score of 19-5 overall this weekend, including getting run ruled. 13 hits across the 3 games, trailed for 26 out of 27 innings. Not like Nebraska wasn't competitive all weekend. They lose on Friday night, final score of 2-1, then 7-3 in a game on Saturday with Nebraska didn't have much of a chance with the starting pitching, and then same thing on Sunday. 7 home runs from the Buckeyes hand Nebraska a big and potentially damaging sweep for the hopes that Nebraska had to host a regional. It's just kind of funny to look back at that 2022 team that ended up below 500 in the overall record, ended up going out to Columbus and sweeping Ohio State. I think Husker fans would trade those results in a heartbeat. You get the 2022 team swept and the 25 team comes through with 3 wins. But that's not how it happens. And, we know about the football issues, but baseball, Bach, has had its own kind of fair share of issues with Ohio State. You think back to 2 seasons ago now, Ohio State was the team that run ruled Nebraska 15-2 to open that tournament. Of course, Nebraska bounced back and ended up winning the tournament, but it was Ohio State that put Nebraska in the early hole. Ohio State beat Nebraska 3-1 to win the Big Ten tournament up there in Omaha in 2019, another year where Nebraska had to battle back with some heroics to even make it to the championship game, and they got completely stymied in a 3-1 loss. Ohio State beat Nebraska in Game 2 of the Big Ten tournament back in 2013. Yet again, Nebraska fights back to make the championship game, but they would have had to beat Indiana twice to win it. Hoosiers knocked the Huskers off the first time, and they're Big Ten champions. And then in 2012, Ohio State eliminated Nebraska after a 1-2 showing in the 2012 Big Ten tournament. We'll get to the football stuff here in just a minute, but even off the gridiron, Ohio State's a pain.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. It's not historically a very good baseball program. I mean, it's fine, but I think when you look at their like the NCAA appearances since Nebraska joined the Big Ten, there's been 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that part of the larger narrative, like you said, to Nebraska be the bully, new bully on the block entering the Big Ten. That was the hope in football, but certainly in baseball. I mean, baseball, that was okay. You're going from a conference that really appreciates and is competitive in baseball to one that's not. So Nebraska should take over. And Ohio State, to your point, has been a bit of a thorn in Nebraska's side, which is just frustrating because you'd like to have something from them, right? Ohio State is one of those universities that, when we talk about the best at football and basketball, is got to be right up there with anybody at being able to do that. And so just kind of reign over the Big Ten. Of course, we know the football money goes a long way in doing that, but it is, it's disappointing. And I just found out even worse that they named their field Nick Swisher Field.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that doesn't make me any happier for the former Yankee there. But, of course, playing a couple other spots, but that's one I remember. And that's what I take away from the Nick Swisher Field, what I found out there. So
is Nick Swisher most notable for his time with the Yankees? He did win the 09 World Series with them.
He was an all-star. That was his only all-star year, was in 2010 with the Yankees.
Because I remember young Nick Swisher a little bit with the A's. I forgot he had the pit stop with the White Sox, but I think he's got to be most known for his time with the Yankees.
I think so, even though it was a 4-year stint. It's not too long, but good enough for them to name the field after.
12 wins above replacement for Nick Swisher there. 268, 367, 483 in his time in New York. Yeah, okay. He can be a Yankee, unfortunately. Another reason to hate him, so we can, we can go with that. He was actually born in Columbus.
Okay.
And attended Ohio State University as well. Unfortunately, Baseball Reference does indeed list it as the Ohio State University. So I'm going to close out of this page before it gets too toxic for me. So even in a sport that Ohio State doesn't really care about, they beat Nebraska when it matters in some cases, right? We'll see about this series. Does it matter? Does it not? TBD. Evan Blando of the Omaha World Herald had some really good numbers on this. We'll definitely talk to him on Wednesday about this. Bill and Bennett says, I know you can't say it on air, Austin, but that was pretty horrible in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, not good from Nebraska. A clunker at pretty much the exact wrong time. And Bach, this is maybe when we stick on the baseball side of things, maybe, the one sin that Nebraska could get away with. Maybe that was the second series of the year, the multi-team event down there in Dallas that Nick was at. But this is really the first time Nebraska hasn't looked good for an entire weekend in Big Ten conference play. Even against Oregon, when there were some struggles, Nebraska was more competitive than they showed here, took a game off the Ducks and played them even in terms of run differential, showed some fight to rally and win the game that they did. You had the Friday night clunker, now, 9 days ago, 10 days ago against Illinois, but Nebraska battles back on the road and takes the final 2 games. I think every team is afforded a clunker of a series, but man, it's unfortunate for Nebraska that this one came here in the month of May with all sorts of eyeballs on Nebraska. This might have been one that if you could have drawn it up, you get out of the way early on when the weather's crappy, you lose some rain games. Nebraska's been playing well. It's hard to stay that hot forever. I think you can give them a little bit of a pass, but this has to be at least in some way damaging to Nebraska's, at least outside hopes of dealing with a regional, even though I guess I'm glad that, Husker fans don't have the final say in it quite yet.
Yeah. I think they're going to have to pretty much win out or close to it. But that was kind of the deal all along, right? And, it's easy to say, and it's exciting to get, especially when you see softball, which could just, lost one Big Ten game all season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe we knew Nebraska baseball wasn't quite that, right? I don't think they are. But still, we were talking about the other week, maybe being a dream season. This is the nightmare in the middle of the dream, hopefully.
This is the start of the week.
Yes. Because it's bad. And then the other thing, again, like you said, just the care factor. I was looking at the attendance for some of these games under 1,000, so it's just, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe there's like a sleepy environment, whatever it might be.
Ohio State might have more people on the sideline for a football game than they did for an entire baseball game or something.
Yeah. So it's frustrating, but like you said, you follow Major League Baseball. This is going to happen. It happens from time to time. Certainly in college baseball, there's less games and kind of more importance on each individual series, especially in Big Ten play. The Huskers still tied for second, I believe, in conference standings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, obviously the part of the dream, I suppose, of the dream season would be hosting a regional. I think if you come up a little bit short of that, still a very good season and still can make it a dream, right? Make it to a super regional. And maybe even beyond that. Obviously, College World Series goes without saying how cool that would be. But it's not over for the Huskers. But at the same time, it's just one of those deals. I think too. It's like you got to find the right emotion, and the coaches do this week of basically, you don't want to panic at all because you're still a top 25 team. Things are going well overall in the season, but you also don't want to take lightly what just happened because it is a bit of alarming.
It really is. Ohio Husker chimes in and says, let me tell you, the weather was terrible this weekend in Columbus. All right, I stand corrected. But again, unfortunate that this couldn't have happened a month ago or a month and a half ago for Nebraska. Coming at the start of May, not the ideal time to not start passing the eye test after a streak of some really hot baseball and a lot of buzz around the Lincoln Regional. Evan Bland says, if Nebraska goes 6-3 here, that would be across the 2 series they have remaining against Creighton and then picking up a couple wins in the Big Ten tournament. That would probably get Nebraska at least, to where it is right now here in a couple weeks or a few weeks to still be in that conversation. Nebraska is able to go now 7-0 to end the regular season. And then the Big Ten tournament kind of becomes a cherry on top sort of moment. My personal feeling all along with that, Bach, has been that obviously you can't afford to drop series at this point, let alone get swept. Bad luck for Nebraska, even though it is a road series that won't ding the RPI quite as much. But I just still worry about, is there an ACC team that's going to get hot, an SEC team that's going to get hot, fly up the standings, pass the eye test here in the last couple of weeks in series? And now I think for Nebraska to really feel good about its chances and not leave it up to fate, you're going to have to get a win in Omaha against Oregon, against USC, against UCLA. It's not going to wipe all the stench off of this necessarily. It's still going to be, a black eye. Asking Nebraska to go back to back to back and winning the Big Ten tournament is unnecessary at this point. Nebraska is more than safely in the field. They've been a field lock for a while now, but I think you need another marquee victory. It'll be neutral site, but yeah, it's here in Omaha. I'm not sure how the college baseball community and more importantly, committee will view it. But I think if Nebraska wants to lock up a regional bid, and not just a bid, but a hosting bid, you got to go 6-1, 7-0. I assume a win over Creighton is involved there as well. And then I think you want to crack at UCLA. You want to play well and hopefully take down the Bruins to feel the best you can about your chances.
Yeah, certainly. And in Nebraska, too, I think the RPI still got them at 18th, even after the sweep. So, the top 16 teams, not necessarily RPI rankings, but in general, are going to get regionals. So, still very much in the conversation. But like we're saying, just not going to get a whole lot of RPI boost with the regular season. Ohio State 88th in the RPI for what that's worth. Minnesota coming up is at 86th, and Creighton is at 91.
But leading the Big East, I think, or near the top. So that's damaging in terms of that number, but at least it's a conference leader.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they're, and again, I think that might be their biggest chance at kind of helping out the resume. But so still, again, like you said, very much in play. I just also fear, like you said too, SEC. I mean, the Coastal Carolinas teams that have the names, might get a little bit more favoritism once you kind of get to that. But then you also have the factor, and I wonder how much it does play into it, is what is the attendance going to be at these type of regionals? If college baseball wants more of that, then Lincoln Regional makes a lot of sense if they're on the bubble for that.
I completely agree. The loss for Nebraska comes at a pretty bad time, but it happens in other sports as well for Nebraska against Ohio State. Bach, I ran some numbers and went through some history. Let's go through the football losses there. Of course, there have been 10 of them overall, 8 of them since Nebraska joined the Big Ten. You think about the blowouts, and this is in reverse chronological order as best I can do it. 2020, they ruined my wedding day. How dare they? Nebraska is tied with Ohio State late in the first half. They give up a field goal with about 3 minutes to go. Then they give up a late touchdown that starts a 21-0 run from that point to put Nebraska down 38-17, and then 2 tack-on touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Why does that game matter when it's a blowout? Well, think about the conversation around COVID. Nebraska's pushing to play. Is Nebraska going to leave and go back to the Big 12, who's actually going to have a season? What's the Big 10 going to do about Nebraska? What a chance to open the season with a big-time marquee win over Ohio State. Nebraska falls flat on its face. The year before that, 2019, Nebraska's 3-1. They had the loss to Colorado, but a tough road win over Illinois to start Big 10 play. Then you get smacked at home, 48-7 by Ohio State. You lose by 42 points in 2017. You lose 62-3 in Columbus in 2016. That, of course, came the week after Nebraska had the top 10 battle against Wisconsin, where one first down probably could have iced that game for Nebraska in regulation. They don't get it. They lose to the Badgers in Madison. And then 63-38, the week after, Nebraska comes from behind to take down Wisconsin, 17-point comeback. And then you go to Columbus and get smacked around the yard by Ohio State. And those are just the blowouts, the close calls too. 2024, Nebraska takes the lead in the fourth quarter. And then the following drive, following possession, Ohio State takes the lead back. Nebraska doesn't threaten again. Nebraska, the best 3-9 team of all time in 2021, lost going into the bye week for their 7th loss. You lose to Ohio State that close, and you get eliminated from bowl contention there under Scott Frost. And then 2018, Nebraska's on the 2-game win streak against Minnesota and Bethune-Cookman. Nebraska's up 21-16 at half. They give up 2 unanswered touchdowns to go down 2 possessions. Cut it to 30-24 at one point. Ohio State scores, and Nebraska can never crawl back. So even on the football side of things, you've had the blowout losses, you've had the football losses, but I think you can look at each one of those losses and say, man, what a win, what an upset win, a shock the world win could have done for Nebraska. Might have had some compounding effects there in football.
Yeah, certainly good. And that's why I look forward to it every year when you talk about those games. And people around here might get frustrated with Iowa or Minnesota or Wisconsin at times, but I've always said, yeah, but if you beat Ohio State, that's like a national, that wakes up the nation's eyes. If you beat Iowa, certainly a couple teams, a couple of folks in the region might, okay, well, but if you can beat an Ohio State, which again, Nebraska will have an opportunity to do, that can kind of be a program changer. And they have been close, like you said, a few different times with an opportunity there. Obviously, under Matt Rule and under Scott Frost, I mean, there's been games that weren't so close, but you think about what those could be for teams that are for coaches, I should say, that are void of kind of that big win, the kind of marquee win while they're here at Nebraska. It is interesting though too. I mean, you look at Ohio State. Every time Nebraska's played them, outside of the time that they beat them in 2011, the worst ranking Ohio State had was 12th. Nebraska, of course, has struggled to kind of get back into that that category for quite some time since, kind of joining the Big Ten at the early years under Bo. So, Ohio State's obviously always favored. But yeah, I mean, there's just been a couple games where you're so close, and I would say those hurt more, but I think the blowouts hurt more. I mean, then there's those other games, like I said, College Game Day, was it 2019?
Mm-hmm.
Just you could tell within the first few series, this is not going to happen. And Justin Fields did whatever he wanted to that day for Nebraska. I mean, he could have finished probably like 49 of 50 if they would have kept him in, and just dominated. So, it is Ohio State, we know is a different beast, obviously, on the football field than they are in baseball. But I'm a little bit disappointed. Obviously, a long list of disappointing things since Nebraska joined the Big Ten in football. So this might be way down the card. But, when you joined, that's kind of what you thought of is, okay, you're going to get matchups with Michigan and Penn State and Ohio State. And there's going to be some big time college football clashes.
Michigan State
there
at the time.
Yeah. But I just think in this Ohio State series, Ohio State has no reason to look twice at Nebraska, really.
Yeah.
There just hasn't been, outside, again, that Luke Fickell year, which a few teams were able to get Ohio State that year. And I don't think that they lose a whole lot of sleep at night from that, considering their success since then, have had their way on the field with the Huskers pretty easily.
Let's get to men's basketball, and then we can have a little bit of a bigger picture discussion as well. 8-21 all-time, being outscored by about 10.5 points on average by the Buckeyes. You think back to 24-25, Nebraska loses in double overtime on the road. Bryce Williams puts up 43 points. That was loss number 4 out of 5 in that kind of late season swoon for Nebraska that knocked them out of not just the NCAA tournament, but even the Big Ten tournament, of course, culminating with the home loss to Iowa. Nebraska went 12 of 28 from 3, Ohio State shot 44 free throws in that game. And Micah Parrish, a guy that shoots 33% from 3 from his career, 35% for the season, goes 5 of 11 from 3 against Nebraska. They'd gone 5 of 12 against Nebraska in the win in Lincoln earlier that season. 23-24, that tournament team for Nebraska lost to interim coach Jake Diebler, who did go 8-3 in Ohio State, found a little bit of something under him, but has been far from remarkable under Jake Diebler ever since then. So you lose that game with one of your better teams. 21-22, Nebraska loses in overtime at home against the top 15 Ohio State team to start a 10-game losing streak. The Buckeyes hit 16 threes. Nebraska still forced overtime. Huskers would flip that one around on the Buckeyes by going to Columbus and winning later in the year, but that win would have pushed Nebraska to 7-7 with a marquee victory on the ledger. Instead, it's a 10-game losing streak. 2018-19, you lose to Ohio State as part of a 7-game losing streak. 2017-18, you beat Michigan in Lincoln, the Wagner game, and then you go to Ohio State and just play some terrible basketball, lose at 64-59. That was one of Nebraska's 2 losses in the final 10 games of the year. The other was to Illinois, so Nebraska ran off 8 out of 10, but they fell flat after a big win against Michigan. And of course, if you win 9 out of 10, you win all 10 of those games in the regular season. Are you in the NCAA tournament, with a victory like that, not dropping that one at home? 2016-17, Nebraska blows an 8-point lead at halftime to lose by 1. 2015-16, you lose in overtime here in Lincoln. 2013-14, you lose by 29 points on the road to number 3 Ohio State. Bach, 16 days later, these two teams played again in Lincoln, and Nebraska won that game. 2 weeks difference. Ohio State drops 14 spots, and Nebraska picks up one of its 3 ranked wins. So they got the one that mattered more. But then, guess what? You turn right around and lose to the same Ohio State team in the Big Ten tournament. In a game, Ohio State goes 4 of 18 from 3 and 17 of 28 at the free throw line. 2012-13, Ohio State blows Nebraska out in Columbus and beat Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament. And I'll give you a little trivia question here, Bach, just to ballpark this. Doc Sadler, of course, got Nebraska into the Big Ten. Nebraska played Ohio State twice in 2011-2012 under Doc Sadler. Do you care to guess the cumulative score in that game, in those 2 games? Sorry.
Well, I can assume it wouldn't be too good.
It was not pretty. I will tell you that much.
Let's go with 135 to 110.
How about 150
Okay.
to 85?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
70-something to 40-something.
Where's
Both
that
times.
Doc Sadler defense? They needed to drain more of the clock.
They needed to, but they were unable to. So you see throughout that whole list of things, sorry for scratching at the scab, they're Husker fans, but I think it makes your point, Bach, is that when Nebraska came to the Big Ten, they were supposed to be another measuring stick. They were supposed to fit right in alongside Ohio State, alongside Michigan, Penn State, like you said, Michigan State at the time, and then some other teams that come and go. Nebraska, in a bunch of programs, has started to find its footing a little bit more in the Big Ten. Now, 15, 16 years down the line. But you can't argue that the addition has meant everything Nebraska thought it would. The entering of the Big Ten. I don't know what people in the Big Ten think about Nebraska. I'm sure they're at least somewhat underwhelmed because across programs, Nebraska not only hasn't lived up to a bunch of expectations across the board, Nebraska's lost a bunch of kind of key, meaningful swing games to these other big programs led by, I would still probably consider Ohio State the flagship university of the Big Ten, like it or not. And Nebraska's just lost a lot of those kind of pivotal moment games to the Buckeyes. Yeah,
it's frustrating. And like you said, I mean, there's some games you can remember over time that really could have swung, seasons or at least, the way that we view them in football and baseball and basketball. By the way, I was looking at basketball. They've got there's only one team in the Big Ten they've got a better win percentage against, and that's Rutgers. Of course, Rutgers newer to the Big Ten as well as Nebraska, but that's a lot of teams, a lot of data there. Nebraska's toward the bottom of it. So, yeah, I mean, it's just so disappointing because I at one time would get on the interweb and debate with Ohio State fans or other fans, across the country who had the best football program, and it's just so arrogant, the Ohio State and all that, and so you'd like to have some ammunition, you'd like to be able to chat back and forth, and you just really haven't had that.
Instead, you have a miracle comeback in football.
Yeah.
And
which, I mean, again, even the win, maybe more well known for what Bo said after the game, which was released a couple years later. And, it was a great win. I don't want to take anything. Levante David and Rex Burkhead, making some big plays in there. But, obviously we saw that was Ohio State's worst team that they've had this century. So, how much does that really mean for them? I just, it is frustrating. You just look at Ohio State as a program, and then you can kind of throw in the, I know it didn't work out so well for them, but like the Ted Carter thing, another guy you just thought was going to be around for the Huskers. And then when you look at the career trajectory, it looks like a stepping stone job to get to Ohio State. Again, looked like he could have done some damage here in Nebraska that he ended up doing at Ohio State. So maybe it was good all along for Nebraska. But it's just frustrating not to have to be able to consider Ohio State, an equal or maybe a slightly better than. They're just towering over Nebraska right now.
Which is unfortunate because then you look at a program like Oregon, which hasn't had, all sorts of success, but Oregon's dethroned Ohio State in football really quickly. Washington, has made the college football playoff too. USC and UCLA, we'll see. But the West Coast editions came in and found ways to plant their flag and make their mark, whereas Nebraska hasn't. Bit of a bummer. All right, Bach, we'll let you get out of here. We got to get to break. Call up Brian Munson of Husker Online. Thanks for sitting in, my man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian Munson of Husker Online, a look at Nebraska football recruiting. Ahmad Hudson is a Tiger, not a Husker. We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Is your air conditioner ready for the hot weather ahead? Get it checked now before you really need it. Call Bryant now to schedule your spring air conditioning service check. No matter what brand equipment you have, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean, inspect, and test to make sure it's ready to cool efficiently when hot weather hits. Stay cool and comfortable with air conditioning services from Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111 to schedule your AC check. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is indeed Old School. Austin Orman with you here. Big thanks to Bach for stepping in for our first segment. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. But right now we're headed to our Allo Fiber VIP line, where we're joined by Brian Munson of Husker Online, our Husker football recruiting insider. Brian, a happy Monday to you and yours. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How's your Monday going so far?
It's great. It's a beautiful Monday here in the capital city. Just like my fastball in high school, we're touching 80.
You what?
We're touching 80 degrees. So,
oh my goodness,
yeah.
Dude, we're not even that one down here. Like it's
real.
It's yeah. We got a, unless it's changed a little bit since when I was last outside. I mean, it's been a nice day. It's been a nice weekend, but it was like chilly enough to leave like the windows and the doors open, most of the weekend long and all of last week for the most part. So we were doing it again earlier today. So it might have warmed up enough but I don't think we're touching 80. I think it just got a little uncomfortable here. It's like maybe in the high 70s.
It's beautiful here. Slight breeze knocks it down to mid 70s real feel, but here in early May, we will absolutely take it. We'll be taking the temperature of Husker football recruiting here with you for the next 15 minutes or so. Big fish reeled out of the pond, but not by Nebraska. The Huskers miss out on Ahmad Hudson. The in-state product is staying home. What went into that decision for the 2027 star?
Well, a lot of stuff has changed with Hudson, and I think that, we all kind of know what it is. I mean, we can go ahead and list it out. So, I mean, going back to late last year, early this year, it's always been that he was supposed to make his announcement on July 1st. July 1st was just kind of after whatever official visits he was going to take. There was kind of a break like with AAU basketball. And then, about 3-4 weeks ago, he said, I'm moving it up. I'm moving up my commitment. I don't know what the date is going to be quite yet, but we're going to move it up pretty substantially. and it ends up being close to 2 months that he moves it up. Now, I had been told by somebody that was, fairly close to the situation up there that they really felt like it might be a couple weeks, that he might move it up, that he would still take his official visits to LSU and to Nebraska and then maybe decide between the two. But this even happened before any official visits happened. So, there's been a significant movement over there. But I mean, I think that there's also been kind of this just terrible run of bad luck for Nebraska. You had a kind of a freak snowstorm in Ruston, Louisiana, or that part of Louisiana that kept him from coming up to Nebraska and taking a visit earlier on this year. He, had a chance to work out like with the junior U.S. Olympic basketball team. That got in the way of coming back for the spring game. And while he kept maintaining over and over and over again, like online and all the communication he was still doing, like with Tay and Trey and, Erickson and and Amir and other guys like, that are out there, he wanted people to know that he was still very serious about Nebraska. That these were some kind of freak occurrences, that there's, really nothing he could have done about any of them. But I think you have to look at the other side of what's been kind of happening at LSU land. LSU, goes out there and hires Kiffin. They put together a pretty good class. They apparently have got a lot of money to spend. They make an offer to his brother, which is one of the more unique things that Nebraska had done in comparison to other schools, is that they had offered, his brother, and it's a very tight family. So that was one of the things I think that was another reason why he was continuing to kind of look at Nebraska. I think the basketball stuff, really started to kind of come up. LSU had just hired their new head coach.
And he's a good one.
Yeah, that's a big one, and then his dad is a varsity high school head coach. He's a former LSU Tiger basketball player. He was actually at the new head coach's, press conference to announce him as the head coach. There's just been a lot of stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff, and really none of it has been positive at all for Nebraska. And I think it's got to be a little bit, frustrating, of course, to Nebraska and to Husker fans. But I mean, I think we all kind of felt like this was going to be a tough one. I think I felt better about like Cooper Terwilliger, out of South Dakota, ending up a Husker, missing out on Hudson like Nebraska did. But now you've lost out on both of those guys. You lost out actually on Charles Davis too, that decided to stay out there in California and go to Cal. And I think the question now really becomes is there anything that can be done to get a tight end in the 2027 class? They tried to offer, a 2027 kid late in the process on his way up to Penn State to take a visit, and on his way back decided to go ahead and just get it down to a top 2, and Nebraska missed his list. So I mean, it's going to be really difficult, I think, for Nebraska to find the right kind of guy, what's out there, and try to make any type of real headway to get him onto campus anytime soon and hopefully back for an official visit. But yeah, it's really looking like it's going to be probably a tight endless, high school class for 2027, which puts that pressure back onto the portal.
Certainly deflating to not land a prospect of Hudson's caliber for Nebraska. In retrospect, having not landed him, was it a mistake for Nebraska to stay into the process this late and pour as much time and energy into his recruitment, or was it a worthwhile endeavor, even though Nebraska wasn't able to secure the commitment?
Well, I mean, kind of hindsight being 2020, I think anybody would tell you it was a waste of time. But I think when you have very compelling reasons, to kind of stay engaged there with because Trey Taylor is telling you there's a path, there's a real way, I think, that, that they can get him to come to Nebraska. Maybe that's, your heart leading your head a little bit, because I think the other part that I didn't mention before that needs to be evaluated and at least talked about a little bit is just how difficult it is to get kids out of Louisiana that have LSU offers. That's a program that does a really good job of, locking down the state border. I think even more than that, just it goes beyond the school and its coaches. I think there becomes a pressure, and a topic and a talking point everywhere you go, whether you're at school, church, the grocery store, at your job, whatever. Everybody wants to know about what's going on with you, and they all want to tell you about, how much they love LSU and whatever. I talked to another Division I coach about several guys out of Louisiana before in the past, and he just mentioned how difficult it was to get a guy that, had an LSU offer because there was all this built up pressure from everybody else around him. It just kind of all took care of itself. It wasn't just LSU. It was everything else. It basically was taking care of it. They didn't have to really do anything. So I think Nebraska did the right thing by going out there and trying to get a guy like Hudson. I think they started out doing the right thing by having other guys on their board. But I think, once you got into April, when the evaluation period started and Terwilliger comes off the board, Davis comes off the board, you kind of had to be on to like your third, fourth, fifth guy at that point, making some additional offers. They've only made one additional offer to a 2027 guy, and it didn't go over very well, like I mentioned before. So it's difficult, I think, in that regard to kind of say they did the right thing they did the right thing because they're going to miss out on all the they didn't do the right thing because they're going to miss out on everybody that that they took a swing with. But I think that you had to take that kind of a swing when it comes to a player like Hudson. I think he's really that talented of a player.
So did Nebraska and Nebraska fans overrate the impact of Trey Taylor's relationship with Ahmad Hudson, or is that just not as big a factor because of the family ties, the LSU, the money, and all that stuff you mentioned?
Yeah, I think that those were the hardest things to kind of get around. I think just being where he's from, I think being a legacy guy, I think all the other things that, that just kind of kept Hudson from making it back to Nebraska, I think that all those just things, when you add them all up, it was just kind of a timeline that spelled out that it was just not meant to be. It'll be interesting, I think, kind of moving forward. It's going to be something I'm going to talk about in my 3 and Out tomorrow. People are asking questions now like, hey, is he still going to take an official visit? Usually when things change this quickly with a player, it's locked down, and I'll get into more of that tomorrow in my 3 and Out. We'll kind of get to the bottom of that one.
Stay tuned for that on HuskerOnline.com. Make sure you check that out. We're talking with Brian Munson of Husker Online, our recruiting insider, here for us during Old School. And then, Brian, a big 2027 class ahead in terms of importance. Nebraska, has been putting out a bunch of, late in the process offers. Who to,
yeah.
and what's the purpose of that for the Huskers?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was going to be they were going to have a few. I thought tight end was going to be a position, obviously, of need with where they were at with Terwilliger. And, like I mentioned before, Parker Newman was the player that got the offer, from Nebraska, and Nebraska didn't even, crack his list at all. So you miss out on him. But then there's been a lot of other guys. I think like right off the top of my head, I almost know of like 10 names just kind of floating in off the top of my head, but they're all very similar positioned. I mean, you've got edge guys, offensive linemen, wide receivers. I mean, there's been probably 4 wide receivers or so and a defensive lineman, but I mean, like David Tarawali from Riverside, a big offensive tackle. He's from Ohio. It's gonna be like interesting with some of these guys because take for example, like a Tate Wallace. Tate Wallace is a guy that Greg Smith just threw up an article on Rivals. I had an article on him last week. I'm gonna touch base with him again tonight to see if he's gonna take a visit to Nebraska. But what we're finding right now is that you take these 10, 12 or so 2027 offers, and Nebraska is just coming in on this so late, and it's a disruptive enough offer to where the kids are all saying, yeah, it's great. Like I know this about Nebraska, and I really want to go take a look at them. But, my time right now is pretty gobbled up with other recruiting stuff that I got going on. And I've already got 4 official visits set. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to take another official visit or get any time to go out there. So I think the trade-off has been so far is that Nebraska has found players, I think, that had given basically like the right type of reaction to the offer from Nebraska. It just, the timing was too late. I mean, whether you're talking about, like I said, Tate Wallace is a little bit interesting because he's not gonna take an unofficial visit anywhere until he commits. But I mean, like Torian Rollins, as you know, is a guy from Mount Vernon, Georgia, that just picked up a Nebraska offer. He's a wide receiver, and Milan Green, and then there's Jamar Taylor's another guy, another wide receiver from out in California. They've offered at least, and there's a guy from Rhode Island too that Nebraska offered, and there's a wide receiver, and it's just like you're just finding that, you know, that spring evaluation period is not enough time to kind of get business done, to get players on campus, I think at least once for an unofficial visit, and then again, hopefully later on in June, because you're finding out that just basically all these visits that they've already had planned, you know, they go well, you know, the planning had happened well before the start of the evaluation period. When Nebraska started getting out there to see these guys face to face. And now that they're trying to go ahead and get into the picture some, they're finding out there's just not really a great path to being able to do that. So you might get a chance to get a few of these guys back on campus just for an official visit. But I think that I think that you and I would, you know, we've talked about this, that end-to-end process where we were talking about identifying the guys in you know, their junior year, bringing them in for, you know, or sophomore year, bringing them in for visits in that spring, through the spring game, you know, into camps, and then back, you know, the following spring for junior day, and then in for a spring game, and then all of a sudden you start talking about official visits. There's a process that's really, really worked, and you can look at some of the guys, of course, in Nebraska has in their class this year and last year, where it really stood up. And I just think that when you're trying to do this right now, it's just not enough time to kind of get the job done.
So why is Nebraska so far behind then? Is it being hesitant to offer? Are they being too selective with who they offer? Are there other things inside the program that are taking up more attention? Why is Nebraska, you know, so behind, at least with the 27 class? And then what are the compounding effects then for 28 and beyond?
Yeah, so I mentioned like immediately following the spring game, you know, the waiting was the hardest part, was the name of the section of 3 and out that I had done that week. And it really warned everybody about the bad things that happen, you know, when Nebraska kind of ends all of the things that they're going to do on campus, and, you know, they don't have anything else kind of going on. That is typically the time frame where other recruits obviously are taking visits to other schools. They end up committing, they end up trimming their list. Nebraska doesn't make the list. And that, I think, you know, goes hand in hand maybe with that earlier kind of spring game where Nebraska was done basically at the end of March. Then you had the 2 weeks off before the start of the evaluation period. Then you just had the evaluation period to kind of go from. But, you know, you had guys that were already kind of setting up those dates, you know, to kind of go check out the schools in April, but they had them set up back in March, and they couldn't get to Nebraska in March. But then Nebraska comes up with like, hey, we're gonna kickstart the evaluation period with you. We're gonna go ahead and make an offer to you during the evaluation period, and then they try to get onto their schedules, and it just didn't work out. So I think what really happened was Nebraska's board thinned out. They're making adjustments to their board. They're trying to get onto their next group, I think, of players. And I think that what they should learn from this is that they have to go that deep to begin with when it comes to their offers. And they have to bring in a few extra guys next spring, because I think that they have to know now that, you know, when they start having this time off and these players are going out and they're visiting other schools, things are changing. Once these guys leave Lincoln, even though they're having a positive experience in Lincoln, it's like kind of a "what have you done for me lately" kind of mentality. And they're just going on. They're seeing other things. They're going to other places, and it's kind of getting forgotten. And there's a big period of basically not having anything Nebraska related from the end of March to the first weekend in June. And that's a really, really, really tough situation to kind of get around.
Would this go over any different, the late offers, if Nebraska was playing at Ohio State's level of football, or would this be a problem for any team that tried to get in this late with some of these prospects?
No, I think if you're playing Ohio State level football, Oregon State level football, you're kind of a perennially penciled in college football playoff team. I think that wouldn't necessarily have as big of an effect, having this time off basically from March to June. I think what you're finding is that, you're a team that seems to be on the come up, have been on the come up. I think that players really like Matt Rule. I think that they like Nebraska in general, but I think then, once they kind of can't put those things together and the feeling that they had while they were on campus, in comparison to in Ohio State, in a comparison to maybe a school that's, in a little bit warmer climate or whatever. I think that's the difficulty. I think that when they kind of get in the motion of doing all these things and taking all the visits, they begin to forget that the newness of the visit of Nebraska, it wears off. And then it's really where they're at basically in that moment is the best place that they could possibly be. So, and I don't think it's necessarily a money thing either. I think a lot of people would pick on me and say, oh yeah, it's NIL driven. Well, we never really ever know that. It's kind of the classic, old man fisher, like, oh, tell me how big the fish was, or the gambler, like, how much money did you win today at the casino? You're never going to get a straight answer on that stuff. But I can tell you, I mean, with pretty good types of sources of this information, Nebraska is very competitive with all these teams when it comes to NIL. So I'm not real worried about, like where Nebraska was at with Hudson or Trey Taylor or Torrey Pittman or anything like that. I think Nebraska is being very competitive there. It's just that lack of real success to kind of put them on the map is one of the bigger things that's kind of holding them back at the moment.
Some sobering stuff in recruiting for Nebraska football, covering it all, the good, the bad, and everything in between. For us here on Old School, Brian Munson of Husker Online. Check him out, huskeronline.com. B. Munson, as always, I appreciate your time, appreciate your insights. Keep up the good work. We'll do it again soon, my friend.
Yep. Talk to you next week. See ya.
Brian Munson with us on our Allo Fiber VIP line. Allo Fiber is where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. We'll be back with a short segment, some big news in Major League Baseball, specifically the American League Central Division. How does it help the Royals? Does it hurt the Royals? We'll tell you about Tarek Skubal's injury for the Detroit Tigers, what it means for the AL Central, next.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Life happens. Unexpected bills, tough choices. Your car needs repairs, but your child needs new shoes. What do you decide? At Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, they help families before small problems become breaking points. They connect parents to support so they can keep working, so kids stay secure, and so families stay together. Help Lincoln families thrive. Donate to Nebraska Children and Families Foundation through Give to Lincoln.
Is your air conditioner ready for the hot weather ahead? Get it checked now before you really need it. Call Bryant now to schedule your spring air conditioning service check. No matter what brand equipment you have, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean, inspect, and test to make sure it's ready to cool efficiently when hot weather hits. Stay cool and comfortable with air conditioning services from Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111 to schedule your AC check. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Love local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits, or looking for a great non-alcoholic option? Then raise a glass at SIP Nebraska's 13th Anniversary Spring Festival, May 8th and 9th at Mahoney State Park. There's truly something for everyone with unlimited tastings, live music, great food, and unique experiences like skydiving demos, buzzed bingo, goat yoga, and fun lawn games. Plus, explore local artisans and take your favorites home. Make a weekend of it. Lodging is available right at the park. Grab your ticket package now at sipnebraska.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So welcome back in to Old School, Hour 1 of the show, brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. You can check them out online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com, or you can give them a call, 402-430-3852. It is the perfect time to start getting your windows redone if you had any issues over the winter, and if you want to make sure you don't have any issues over the summer. Check them out, Heartland of Nebraska Windows, locally and family-owned, based out of Hallam, own team of installers, all sorts of great stuff. Big thanks to Gary, his family, and the crew for sponsoring Hour 1 of Old School. To our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line we go, 402-464-5685. John in Cortland. That's right. No love for the eastern side of Missouri. We're talking about the Royals in the American League Central here. Justin from Hickman says, between baseball and football recruiting, this show has been a real punch to the gut. Yes, unfortunately so it has been. My job is not to pump the sunshine in the rainbows, though. It's my job to tell you what's going on and get the experts' opinions on it. Speaking of expert opinions, Tarek Skubal got an expert opinion, and he's going to need some surgery. Some loose bodies, always a fun term, floating around in his left pitching elbow. EJ Hinch said that Tarek Skubal's arm kind of locked up on him in last night's game. What should be an easy process and procedure to remove some loose bodies will end up keeping Tarek Skubal out for between 2 to 3 months. At least that is the normal time frame, according to Jeff Passan of ESPN. Skubal ought to make it back before the season ends. You're talking about a July return, a mid to late July return, if everything progresses aggressively for the Tigers. But if it's a slower process, it could be August or September before Tarek Skubal sees the mound again. For the Detroit Tigers, who sit on top the AL Central with an 18-17 record, here's the other part of this. Bad timing for Tarek Skubal. Did not sign his extension, got lowballed by the Tigers, decided to go to arbitration, won the biggest amount in arbitration history for a player of his caliber and stature, just to have these loose bodies, just to go under the knife in a contract year for him. Probably wasn't getting it from Detroit, but think about this now. What's Detroit going to do? Trade the guy while he's injured? They held off on trading him because they didn't want to extend him. And so now Tarek Skubal is going to miss a couple months for the Detroit Tigers, who finished as runners up in the division last year after a historic September collapse and run to the top of the division then by the Guardians. Big news for the Kansas City Royals, who sit just 2.5 games back of the Tigers in the division right now. They have 3 games against the Guards coming up here tonight, tomorrow, or 4 games tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday against the Guardians before the Tigers come to town for a weekend series. The Royals would have faced Tarek Skubal, but no longer, as he is headed under the knife to remove some loose floating bodies in his pitching elbow. Big time news in Major League Baseball in terms of the division race, the free agency race, and the trade deadline. So Tarek Skubal officially on the shelf. We'll go to break. DP will join me when we get back from this break. We will talk some college football transfer portal numbers. More players than ever are finding a home. They're not just sitting in what Jay Foreman would call the vortex. We will get to that. We'll talk some concession stand items. F1 in Miami had a new one, a bold reimagined take on a classic ballpark favorite, and we'll get to plenty more in basketball as well. Stick with us here on The Ticket. This is Old School, brought to you by Graham Tire.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, caption telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $197 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008753, $199 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 10,252 in signing, no security deposit required, tax, title, and license fees extra, residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 4/30/26.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped and picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts, answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Hour 1 of Old School is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in hour 2 of Old School here on a fantastic Monday in the capital city. Austin Orman here on the board. To my left now, the boss man, DP, in the house. DP, a happy Monday. Thanks for hopping in.
Happy Monday. Glorious. I don't know if anybody messed up or if people are aware. It's above 80 degrees outside.
I don't know if you heard my joke with Brian Munson. I told him it was just like my fastball in high school, touching 80.
Touching 80. I would have sent you 405. anything under 87 work.
I did have a pretty good cutter by the end of my high school career. Curve hit and miss, changeup never got the feel for.
If you didn't have a changeup, you had no chance with me. As a matter of fact, the harder you threw, the more likely.
But you were a righty, right?
I switch hit.
Okay.
So cutter does you of no service to me.
My college roommate and longtime high school baseball teammate, Andrew Blum, Schwezo Construction, shout out Schwezo, who helps sponsor the show, says, 80, what are you talking about? Don't you mean 70? He was also a college pitcher, so he does have to say that. He's obligated to.
Well, I mean, I think the era certainly plays into it. Because, listen, we had a handful of guys that we would face in the course of a year who threw 90 back in 1980, 84. I think the two hardest throwers I faced were Jay Tibbs of the Cincinnati Reds, and Ken Dixon, who pitched all around the Orioles, etc., and Kenny Howell. Kenny Howell, who was a part-time starter reliever for the Dodgers. Kenny and I grew up right down the street from each other, and the funny thing was, Kenny, man. So Kenny is no longer with us. God rest his soul. Got sick after his career, but Kenny moved into Arlington. He was one of those kids that was a military kid.
Okay.
So he moved into a town, and we didn't know how old he was because we hadn't grown up with him.
Right.
Always seemed like he had more facial hair than everybody else. I'm pretty sure he was 2 years older than he said. He played for the military team against the local kids, and he threw harder than everybody. When he got to the Dodgers, they said a thing, and I just went, so we knew him as Nugie. That was
okay.
We
Nugie.
Okay. And nobody called him Kenny. It was Nugie.
Mm-hmm.
And when we saw him, I actually saw him with Albuquerque.
Oh yeah.
And I just went, wait a minute, that's Nugie. And then they had done like the age thing, which said he was 3 years older than
yeah.
I was like Nuge, but Nuge threw in high school. He threw 91, so we kind of projected maybe missed his calling because I think he was Doug Williams 2.0. Threw a football. Man,
interesting.
He could throw the football. But we didn't have a bunch of 90-mile-an-hour guys.
They weren't around as much.
Well,
I mean, they were hard to find. The
Okay.
explosion in college baseball has been crazy.
Okay, so answer me this. I saw a bit on social media that said, what if people aren't throwing any harder, they just lie about the speed guns? For the fans. For the fans. Because I don't know if I want to believe or can believe that just we have evolved into beings who now throw 15 miles an hour faster than we did 30 years ago.
I would say the Occam's razor explanation is the training and the regimen has been geared specifically toward that, as opposed to longevity of the arm like it was. What video we have, it does look like guys are exerting more effort on the mound for the most part. So if it was one or two, I don't know. But given that it's sport wide, that seems like a hard thing to fake and cover up.
I don't know. If somebody had said it out loud, I would have went, meh. But then I just paused and I went, and it's not like people aren't hitting it, right?
Well, the Royals aren't hitting it, but they're getting better. They're getting better.
They're hitting it 7 out of the last 8 games. They're hitting it. Doing something. I'm not sure what it is. No, but the idea that as a high school or college player that I would step in and face 100. I know how I felt about 90. Right? It was, what are y'all doing?
Where'd that come from?
Like, what do you look at? This is when you, Austin, you can appreciate this. You stand in, you take the first pitch. And in college, I hit leadoff quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because there were very few left-handers who threw 90 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly were right-handers. Left-handers were normally in that mid-80 range. And so left-handers, I was hitting from the right side. But the left-handed side, I was facing these right-handers who threw bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And I would step out the first pitch. I'm taking the first pitch. In all the history of my leading off, I took the first pitch.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And Austin, when the first time I saw 90 plus on a first pitch strike, the first time I saw it, I stepped out and looked at the coach and tilted my head like,
huh?
And I literally started laughing, and he called time because he goes, okay, you're our leadoff guy. You have to chill. Like, your body language is, I was like, what do you want me to do with this?
The first time you see velocity as a high school kid, it blows your mind. And then you get on the circuit and you start to see more and more and more, which is where playing spring ball here in Nebraska, I saw an average better competition than playing summer ball, because they're lower classes, different differentiation, more teams in summer ball. And so I was a leadoff guy or a 2-hole guy in Legion, or no, in school ball in the spring. I hit pretty much primarily leadoff. And in the spring, I'd have to take a sack. Okay, so that's what that looks like coming out of his hand. In Legion ball, though, there wasn't as much pitching. Each town had a kid, maybe 2, but I'd seen it before. I got more aggressive with first pitches come Legion ball.
Well, okay. So as I ponder it now, I literally my skin stood up at the idea of 90, the guys who made me step out. They threw so hard. Remember Franklin Stubbs?
Name sounds vaguely familiar.
Left-handed first baseman, out power hitter for the Dodgers.
Okay.
Pitched for Virginia Tech as well.
Slinger.
Atlee Hammaker for the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
Was in my district, would face him twice a year. And they made sure we faced him twice a year. There were folks, right, that I now remember. There's a guy by the name of, I want to say it was Sid Thrift. Either his name was Sid or his dad's name was Sid. Sid and Jim Thrift. One was the general manager for the Orioles, and the other was a 6'4" flamethrower in my district, and we would face him. There was also Rich Savor, who pitched for the.
Looks like Sid was the GM.
Sid was the GM. Jim, his son, was he was.
Okay, you would assume Sid's first name was Sydney, correct?
Right.
It was not.
It was
Sydnor.
Sid.
Sydnor.
That explains so much of who his dad was, because he was a weird left-hander. He was a weird left-hander. Sid could bring it.
Okay.
Now that I think about the All-Met team that year, it was pretty frightening.
Yeah.
Because Rich Savor had a full run with the Expos. Atlee Hammaker with the Giants. There were dudes all over the place. So now that I think about it, yeah, I did face some dudes, but I don't know.
What is it, too? You mentioned the righties versus lefties thing. I think humans were meant to throw right-handed. I mean, you get your Aroldis Chapman outlier, and maybe your Garrett Crochet, and I guess Scooble
big
now.
Unit, you have to be 6'9".
And Randy Johnson. But there's a lot more righties.
Hammer?
Maybe.
Who was the big the Giants had a few years ago? Big star. Wasn't he a left-hander? All-star.
I can picture him.
Hit bombs too while he was pitching.
Oh, Bumgarner.
He
was low to mid 90s.
Right?
Yeah, and I witnessed that firsthand in 2015.
Glavine said he could comfortably live at 94, 95, but he didn't, because it didn't serve
the team
the team the greater purpose.
Right. But lefty
John Rocker.
Sure.
So closers.
Right.
Closers.
But there's still the exception. There's fewer lefties throwing Major League Baseball.
Though?
I mean, there's more of us are right-hand dominant. I don't know why, but it's a bigger percentage. But this leads me one of two directions. Either we're not meant to throw baseball left-handed. The ones that do it are even more exceptional than we give them credit for.
Yeah.
But even then, you would think like a Chapman, a Matt Strahm for the Royals back in the day. I was with him again. Any two or three guys that throw hard from the left side should bump that up. And there's more righties, you would think, that would throw softer, that would bring the average velocity down.
Who are the hardest throwing Royals of all time? Go.
Hardest throwing Royals of all time. You have to look at
left-handed.
Left-handed.
Right, remove all the right-handed.
Okay. Danny Duffy is in that conversation. Absolutely. He could touch mid to upper 90s.
And I would think Morris Splitoff was a right-hander, right?
Believe so.
Leonard was a right-hander.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of the great. Quiz was a right-hander.
Mm-hmm.
Saberhagen was a right-hander.
Cole Reagans can touch 100. He's reared back and gotten it recently.
Okay.
Let me just look at their all-time team best left-handed starters. Let's see.
I would just think closers.
Right.
Rabowski through 90 plus. Al Rabowski, the Mad Hungarian.
The Mad Hungarian, indeed.
He threw. I grew up on the Orioles, so there was Mike Cuellar and Dave McNally. Both of them threw 90-ish, but they weren't anywhere near that speed limit. So, yeah, it's just weird that. And I didn't switch it until I got to college. It was an accident, as a matter of fact. Funny story was that my coach saw me playing wiffle ball with my teammates, and we would always hit opposite of what. And it drove the coach crazy. You're going to ruin your swings. Swing, hit natural. And I got in, and I was just hitting tasers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Are you naturally left-handed?" And I went, No. He goes, "You have a much more natural swing left-handed than you do right-handed." And what it turned out to be is that I had a better eye. One, I was fast, so I had everything from the left side. I was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I never hit a college home run left-handed. I hit 5 right-handed. So I had more power right-handed, hit it for a higher average, mainly because I would steal 7 or 8 bunt singles over the course of things.
Yeah.
But it's the thing. He didn't even know. I didn't even know. And so Reagan's at 100. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten there. One of the weirdest things I think I ever read about baseball, I mean, in a sport full of oddities, is the eye that's closer to the pitcher with your lead shoulder. You're more likely to be a better hitter if that's your dominant eye. And so for me, my dad trained me to be a left-handed hitter, me and my brothers, and I happen to be right eye dominant. Not by much, not a noticeable amount, whereas there's such a crazy difference, but my right eye is technically my better seeing eye, and it's the lead eye. And they did a study that showed, the guys that are good hitters, I mean, they have like 20/10 vision instead of 20/20, and their dominant eye is often the one closest to the pitcher.
Shoeless Joe. You don't know the story of Shoeless Joe Jackson? Okay, so
I know the gambling thing,
but did you watch?
Have
you? Okay, so please tell me. Okay, Austin Norman, please, for the sake of everything good, as a proclaimed baseball fan, go and study 8 Men Out. Go and study every minute of it.
Okay.
In it, there's a clip of Shoeless Joe Jackson, and his teammates walk in, and he is sitting in a dark room with a candle.
Okay.
And his hand over his right eye. And Shoeless Joe was right-handed. But over his lead eye, he would stare at the candle. And the teammate goes, Joe, what are you doing? He goes, I watch it until it goes blind. He goes, and then what? He goes, oh, I do the other eye. that was his eye training.
That's wild.
That he would go, and he just said being able to focus it. And it wasn't until college that I learned that, one, I needed glasses. Two, that it was the first time I saw training over left eye, right eye, both eyes.
Because they are muscles. The eye has muscles.
Left eye, like he was like, stand in the box and look at 5 pitches with just your lead eye. Then close your lead eye and watch it with your trail eye and tell me what you see. And you see it differently. Then when you watch with both, it changes. And then you say, because literally you're hitting in the middle. You're hitting in the middle, not intentional.
No.
But Tony Gwynn would talk about that he would almost close one eye because he made fewer mistakes.
Sure.
He saw what he saw.
Yeah.
He saw what he saw, and he never had to adjust his swing because of it.
I mean, that's what we do when we see is we kind of triangulate, our 2 eyes to the 1 point. I don't know.
It was,
the eye's wild, man.
Well, it was part of the deal. I didn't know. I mean, I had played a whole high school career needing glasses and not knowing. And first time I got my glasses, my coach, I was in left field. Like they moved me from center to left field. And first time I practiced with my glasses on, I was like, is this what's been going on the whole time? I've been doing this the hard way. Oh, piece of cake. Like I'm doing this because I would just wait for the ball to get there and I would outrun it.
Yeah.
Well, now I actually got jumps on it and it was just much easier. And my coach went,
you have all this time on your hands now.
Oh, well, the same thing happened at the plate.
Yeah.
Was that I was reactive. I would let it, when they talk about letting it get in on your hands, it looked like I was letting it get in on my hands on purpose. When quite frankly, I just didn't see it until it was too late. And then it was like, oh, so now it's like, don't change it because I want it to get in on me. But now I see it sooner and can do more with it. It's always interesting, right? To figure out what that is. One eye to one eye. We have that conversation with umpires. Behind home plate, which eye are you using? Are you right eye or left eye? Because it tells the catcher which way to lean, how to receive, and where you're going to get your strike call advantage.
Those tiny little advantages that the smart teams think of. One Eye Ray says, what's up, DP? I always hit with just one eye. Funny. One Eye Ray.
Yep.
Okay. You get that. While we're on the subject of eyewear, my elementary and eventually middle school coach with my dad, with Coach Dad, was jokingly upset with me for switching from my rec specs to my contacts right before the end of year tournament. And that leads me into this text from my dad. He says, good show, guys. Thanks, Dad. The increase in velocity for today's pitchers is partially due to the way it's measured. Now, old radar guns picked it up at the plate. New radar guns measure it out of the hand.
Well, that's the part, right? So maybe maybe we have an improved velocity. We just
measure it differently.
Change the way we measure it. And I think that's a big part of it. Like they also changed the way they measure home runs. Because again, it's never a thing that I understood. No matter where, it's where it lands rather than how far it would go. And I always thought that was stupid because a stadium that had an upper deck in the outfield, and then they start factoring.
That can't start with a 3.
Right. There's no way.
Start with a 6.
No, because it's 40 feet up. Right. Like you have to give the extra 40 feet.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? So I think some of the records, what brought it to mind was the 71 All-Star game. Tiger Stadium, Doc Ellis pitching, and Reggie Jackson hit a ball to the moon. It hit off the transformer in right field. And I was waiting for them to tell me how far it was. And Howard Cosell he was just like, oh, that's ridiculous.
Oh, that's 350.
I was like, that's what the Fed says. No, sir. No, sir. That ball's 80 feet up. Like, listen, it's a thing. So
80 feet up and climbing. I will say, maybe the biggest high school game of my career came in summer. We're playing against Pius. Okay, and think about this. Little old Lincoln Lutheran down in Class C.
Did you just tell me you stole a base on Nick Sainer?
No, Nick was a young pup.
You should still say it.
I should say it, but I want to be honest because the real story is even better than the apocryphal one. Darren Erstad's in the stands scouting this lefty named Nolan Hackle. Ended up going down to JUCO in Kansas somewhere. My buddy, the same one that was giving me grief earlier in the hour, is on the bump. And, we're a little scrappy underdog, Class C, fighting for everything we have. Here's big old Pius, fresh off some state titles and whatnot. And we're knotted up 0-0-3-7. We're going to extras. I lead off and talk about hitting with two eyes. Nope. One eye. Nope. Nolan Hackle threw me a pitch that I, to this day, do not remember seeing. I think I swung like that. My bat was dead. I got a new bat not long after, but it fell in just in front of the left fielder. Moved to second on a sac bunt. End up walking off 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Aren't those
so hitting with eyes is overrated? Close your eyes and swing for the fences, kids.
Isn't that just always? I mean, it's that funny thing, right? Just go. There was no reason for me to be recruited by the schools that recruited me. I only got recruited because they were looking at everybody else, and we were really good. Like we were really good.
Winning DNA, DP. Winning
the team
DNA.
was really good. The team was really good. I was just the guy that kept doing the things that nobody like. I was a team speed. I showed up defensively. Like I didn't have fear with diving for it. You mentioned rec specs. My first ones were tortoise shell.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
heck yeah.
But then we had, what do you call the things that used to attach to your glasses? Those bands that would.
Oh, it was just the elastic band.
No, they had a name. You could color coordinate them, which was a whole other thing, right? You could color coordinate them.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, listen, I went way too far. I tried goggles, but I played too hard and sweated too much. My goggles would fog.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I couldn't do it. And I could have never played with contacts because I would dive and I would lose them and dirt would get in my eye. And I said, no.
I had, at one point, I had the rec specs. I also, you're playing basketball, you wear, socks to wipe your shoes off on your socks, you know, in the heat of the moment when you don't have the sticky pad.
Yeah.
Well, people gave me crap for pulling my socks up so far. Guys, that's just the size of the sock. I was tiny.
I got little legs.
I'm all legs, which contributed to another high school nickname of mine that I eventually outgrew.
Excellent.
But
excellent.
That is here nor there. Let's go ahead and take our first break of the hour. Plenty more to get to. He's TP. I'm Austin. This is Old School, brought to you by the good folks at Graham Tire.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $197 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008753, $199 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, $10,250 due at signing, no security deposit required, tax, title, and license fees extra, residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 4/30/26.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly? Or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, captioned telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
At Planet Fitness, we know how important it is to take care of both your mind and body. That's why now through May 15th, all new members get free massage amenities all month long, so you can reset, recover, and leave feeling stronger than when you came in. Join the club for just $1 down, $15 a month, and get free massage amenities for the month of May. No commitment. Deal ends May 15th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for their members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Old School. Austin Orman and GP with you. Big thanks to Schwezo Construction for helping sponsor Old School. At Schwezo, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Schwezo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply today at Schwezo.com. 40-plus years strong in business. Schwezo Construction. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. Would love to hear from you. Well, we're talking baseball, DP. You think about the game itself, but you think about the smells off the field, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes of baseball. And we'll get back to the baseball stadiums aspect of this in a minute. But I came across this in show prep today at F1 in Miami. The creators of the menu down there came up with the idea for a $100 hot dog. Now, $100 normally should get you approximately 100 hot dogs. But no, at F1 Miami, DP, this was one hot dog for $100. Italian Wagyu beef hot dog on a special bakery croissant bun topped with creme fraiche, mascarpone, caviar, and 24-karat edible gold flakes.
Why do people have to be so extra? Why is that? Why would and where are the grown-ups? Because nobody said no. Like, it was real simple. No,
we don't have to.
I mean, you're right. I'm one of those people. Like, listen, even when I was in Houston, living in Houston in 2017, they had $1 Nolan Ryan hot dogs days, entire days, and they would do a tracker of how many $1 hot dogs they sold in the stadium. Right? It's a hot dog, bro. What are you doing?
Too much.
You're doing too like, I don't, what why?
67.85. That hot dog better come with a retirement fund.
No, listen to me. What would it take to make a hot dog worth $100? Austin, like,
I would have to be on day 29 of a 100 strike.
First of all, who would have to deliver it?
Bobby Witt Jr.
You're such a Royals fan. I was going in a totally different direction. Wow, Austin, you're married and with kids. I fully.
I would pay $100 to have Bobby Witt Jr. deliver me and my family hot dogs and drinks at a baseball game.
I don't know that there's anybody that I need to.
I don't need it.
No,
but if it was offered to me, but it'd be fun.
Think Cameo hot dog Uber delivery.
Cameo hot dog delivery,
right,
yes.
Right, hot dog delivery.
402-464-5685. Who is delivering your hot dog for $100?
For $100, you get to choose anybody.
How
would
long
you
is
pay,
the interaction?
Would you pay? Here's the question. You're at Haymarket Park. Would you pay $100 to have Matt Rule deliver your hot dog?
Probably not.
Oh,
probably not.
Oh, I think most of these people would. I think most of the listeners would. Would you
even
pay?
Even if you bump it down to 50, I'm not sure.
Would you pay $100 to have Will Bolt deliver your hot dog?
I would not.
Would you pay $100 for a Husker baseball player to deliver your hot dog? Somebody that wasn't in the game.
If it's like Alex Gordon or Shane Comey, maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I'd buy a $100 hot dog if there was $97 wrapped up in the tin foil from 87.57.
But that's why are you making me work for my own money? Like, that's your money.
Let's see here. Shemaiah says I'd pay to have Tom Osborne deliver my hot dog.
I don't know. John
the Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama himself. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Which is nice. Alongside
Llama.
Alongside this $100 hot dog, DP.
Yes.
You've also had a sandwich called the Gold Digger. Okay, which, first of all, a Wagyu beef assortment of meat, braciole, whatever that is, with black Perigord truffle mayo, golden goat caviar, onion confit, crispy onion, and more edible gold on bread from a local bakery. Also running you a cool $100. But don't worry, you can buy two $100 items in a package, in a combo, for $210.
As Bugs Bunny says in the meme, no. No, not any part of that. There's nothing on there that intrigues me. There's nothing on the on either of those hot dogs or burgers. Nothing. Listen, I'm pretty simple about this. I like my hot dog simple. I like my hot dogs like I like my life. Simple. Simple. Let's not complicate things. Let's not complicate it. Does it work? Yep. I want that for my life. Tastes good? Yep. Want that for my life.
At the ballpark? Yep. Something frosty alongside?
Yep.
Yep.
Do I need all the rest of the stuff? Do I need some cuisine art saute or accoutrement? No.
I need it on the roller, and I need it when I want it.
Hot? Need it. Spicy? Okay with it.
Maybe.
I don't need to go with all the we don't need to complicate it. Think about this is part of the problem of America. We have complicated things where we can't take a basic thing and enjoy it. Look, are you going to a football game? Do you want a burger with 48 things on it?
I do not. I want to pick it up quickly and get back to my seat and watch the game.
I don't need
I want to hold it in my hand. Not hands, hand.
Like, listen, I'm so simple at ball games. Give me a box of Cracker Jacks.
Shoot.
And a soda. I'm sold. Perfect. Heaven.
Have I told you the story of my wife and Cracker Jack?
No.
We were at a game, and I forget where. Maybe we were watching a game at home, but 7th inning stretch time. She said, "Oh, yeah, I know this song." Okay, go for it, hon. Let's hear you sing. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Apple Jacks. At that moment, I lost it. And so every time we go to a baseball game now, I ask her if she wants any Apple Jacks.
Oh, you need to carry them in a plastic bag.
Now we have kids that are Apple Jacks eating age,
right.
so we can get away with it.
You need to carry them in a bag, and just every time you sing it, throw them in the air. Just throw them in the air, just in tribute.
Wife knows a little ball too, so I'm going to give her that it was just a slip of the tongue and wandering mind, but it was pretty great. Neil says he would pay for Coach Rule to deliver a hot dog. Brad from Baldwin would pay for Undertaker to deliver his gold digger. 21-24 is still making jokes at the ex-quarterback's expense, which I don't think needs to be done.
Right. Little red.
Yeah, nah. He's probably going to drop it.
Okay.
Mascot hands can't be easy to hold things with.
Okay. See, this is where I'm giving away $1 billion idea. Ready for this?
$100 idea or $1 billion idea?
Well, it's $1 billion idea because it's it's a $100 idea. Yeah. That you're at a basketball game or football game, and you can press a button and have Andy Jackson deliver your hot dog to your seat. And it's NIL. It's NIL money. Do you order it? Sam Hoiberg at a football game.
Well, here's the problem.
Jordy,
they might be getting rid of some of those vendors. The little hawks. The new stadium renovation is taking away jobs from our children. And our former senators, but that's a different story.
Like, I just think it's funny. I mean, okay, so what would you pay to have Fred Hoiberg deliver your beverage?
What if
as a donation to the program?
Say what if I didn't donate to the program and instead said, Fred, I won't ask you to deliver if you come on the radio show.
That would be fair because we have him just deliver it to the radio station.
Yeah, how about that?
Well,
I'll pay $100 for you to bring it and come on the show.
Here's the next great NIL program launched at the University of Nebraska. Husker Eats, and your favorite Husker athlete will deliver your food, and you tip and donate to their NIL.
Would Nebraska go for that, or would they want it to be part of their citizenship team? Volunteering.
Well, the athletes can volunteer, but it also makes more sense that if you
I agree.
If you have a football player who wants to get out there, be seen,
hustle.
If you said you get $50 for every delivery, as NIL. Mind you, there's some athletes getting a lot of money who do less than that. They do. They are
DP, say it ain't
They
so.
are asked to do less than that.
I see billboards and commercials all over town.
You see billboards. You don't see any work being done. What you see is a billboard. Somebody took a picture. As a matter of fact, somebody took a picture of a picture and dolled it up.
Enhanced resolution.
Bruh, listen to me. That's funny. That's funny. If you think about wouldn't you do it? Because as a college student, I was a part of my job back in 1980 was to pick up groceries and dry cleaning for the coach's wife. So and then of course that led to, okay, all the coaches' wives. Then it led to all the boosters' wives. Like you would just drive around and pick up stuff and deliver them. And, while you were there, empty the trash and, rake the yard or anything that could be required because it put money in my pocket.
Yeah.
So if we're talking money in the pocket being the thing that motivates you, get something from it. Husker Eats. Listen, you could press a button. Who do I want to deliver my food? I'd be okay with that. Because it'd be pretty cool to go, hey Sam, how you doing, man?
What's up? What's up, man? Well, let's finish this segment out with some more ideas that sound great for a restaurant, but not necessarily a ballpark, DP.
Okay.
Down in Atlanta, a burger called the Bat Flip. A burger, 2 pounds of hamburger, braised short rib, pork belly, melted cheese, onions, green leaf lettuce, tomatoes, and a fried egg.
My stomach hurts.
It looks incredible.
I don't need to. The thought of it makes my stomach hurt.
What if I eased your stomach pain with donut pizza at Coors Field? Donuts covered in garlic butter, Parmesan, mozzarella, pepperoni, marinara, pesto, and Italian seasoning.
So here's the thing. I am on hour 22 of a fast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that just cured the hunger. Because I don't know what that is. I don't know why none of that appeals to me.
S'mores pretzel, braided pretzel, chocolate graham cracker crumbles, and marshmallow whipped cream.
What's wrong with graham cracker s'mores?
Chicken and churros, not chicken and waffles.
We're doing too much.
Take me out to the ball game shake. Salted caramel shake, whipped cream, peanut butter sandwich cookies, Kit Kat, and Cracker Jack.
Crack. Crack. Call it what it is. Crack.
And how about this one? The DC Monument Chicken Tower at Nationals Park. A sandwich featuring grilled chicken, smoked bacon, mixed green, chipotle ranch, and Gruyere cheese on a pretzel bun.
Am I the only person on the planet that does not like a pretzel bun? That think that that's too much work?
I think a pretzel bun is doing the most, but I like one from time to time.
I've never, after my first bite of one, I've never once been like, you know what I need right now? Pretzel bun.
I can say this because they're advertising with us now. Runza at one point had a pretzel burger, and it was only around for like a month. It was incredible.
Why was it only around a month?
I don't know why they didn't bring it back. I don't know. Because it was great. And I meant to go back and get it again, and then I went back and
what made it great?
It was just a little different, right? Like, you have your regular old white bun, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Austin Norman.
As my old co-host would say, pause! But no, I'm a sucker for a good pretzel.
Okay.
And this, they did a little bit different with the cheese, more like beer cheese, kind of sauce on it, with the hamburger, with the bacon. I think, yeah, it was hitting, Runza. Bring it back.
I am the plainest of, apparently I am the plainest of eaters.
Well, we've had this conversation. I usually am too. I gave it a try and I liked it.
I just give me my burger, bro.
So you're more of a 999 guy?
No. No.
That's also doing the most?
No, I'm not.
Even though it's simple?
No, you smiled way too hard. You smiled way too hard. Tells me everything I need to know. Yeah, try this. Yeah, now, has anybody ever said try this and it was good?
Don't football coaches do it all the time?
No! Hey, Austin, come
try
here.
This.
Try this. No. There's a reason why I haven't.
Let me give some props again to our friends at Amigos who did bring in stuff for us to try new. They said try this, and it was great. So,
well, I mean,
exceptions proving the rule and whatnot.
That's just. But
Uncle Kev at Thirsty Thursday, a little different.
Try this. It's just you're shooting. Listen, it's close to the Mendoza line. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
We're with it. All right, let's take our final break of hour 2, short segment to wrap up this hour, and then a full hour 3 getting you home from work on a Monday.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure the kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $197 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008753. $199 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. $10,252 at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 4/30/26.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
Well, I'm an interior designer. A lot of builders don't have designers on staff. I'm included with our Aspen package and can make your home more custom to your taste, your needs, and your wants.
Rachel's our interior designer at Aspen Builders. She's one of the reasons that makes us really good at what we do. I'm Bob Benish, and we absolutely love how Rachel takes care of our clients.
I think the biggest challenge with building is a lot of clients are worried about all the choices. When they come in, they kind of have a deer in the headlights look. I like to ask people at the end, so what did you think? And usually they pause and they say, you really broke it up, kept it simple. We just did one meeting at a time. So I wasn't looking at all the decisions I had to make. I had plenty of time to decide things. You walked me through it all. It made it simple.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting. at Aspen Builders.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back in to Old School, show presented by Graham Tire Company, proudly celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs, too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most. Really appreciate the 20th and Cornhusker location of Graham Tire for getting me back on the road, rolling smoothly. Did a great job. Really appreciate them. I will certainly be back before too long with some of the other stuff that they recommended I get fixed with my car. So thanks
just to visit, not to because you need.
Well, the car's running
your car's
pretty
falling
well.
apart.
Yeah, be back for a good reason, right? The minor stuff, the tweaks more so than the wholesale changes. But Graham Tire can take care of all of it. Let's just hit our starter Heyman Jewelers text line here. 6785. More people need jobs if we have this much time to create donut pizza. Okay. 9174. Pretzel buns, brioche buns, and Hawaiian roll buns. Take the cake.
I'm simple.
Thomas and Lincoln says sesame seed bun is the best.
I mean, I'm okay with sesame seed buns, but for sausage, not hot dog.
Okay. Bratwurst
seems like a bit
Polish
much.
sausage, Italian sausage.
Yeah, I'm Italian. Like I'm, and quite frankly, I am a much bigger fan of sausage on a hot dog bun than I am
a hot dog
sausage. Things that they will identify as sausage.
The artist formerly known as hot dog.
Yeah. I want give me an actual Italian sausage, bun sized.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Eric wants to know, DP, do you know about the Yankee burrito at Amigos?
I do not.
Would you like to?
Unfortunately, I am forced to.
Okay. The Yankee burrito, DP, it is a hot dog wrapped in cheese inside a tortilla and fried.
So, why?
My take on it is it's for the kids who outgrew the cheese Frenchie and actually wanted some protein.
So why not just do that and call it that instead of using a decoy and a distraction?
I don't know.
Like it's pretty simple. Like what is it? Like, is it good to eat? Is it good for you? Is it healthy? If it's not healthy, it has to be really good tasting.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is popular enough that it sticks around year round. I have never tried one. If someone buys it for me, I might, but I'm probably never choosing that myself, personally.
Yeah, no. No. Not can do it. Not can do it. I want simple. That's just, I'm really profoundly that way. Give me Cracker Jacks, bag full of unsalted peanuts in a shell.
Mm-hmm.
Give me M&Ms or peanuts out of the shell. You can give me peanuts in the shell, but I'm going to make a mess for every neighbor in any direction.
Oh, yeah. Part of the experience, part of the fun.
Yeah, but nobody deserves my throwaway insanity because I decided to buy peanuts
in the shell.
Yeah, nobody should.
I don't know.
Nobody should have to deal with that.
Justin from Hickman says, if there's anything I've learned about our friends at Amigos, it's all delicious. Just trust it. Just try it. It's going to taste good.
But it hasn't been offered to me.
Listening to these food options, I see how every day we stray further from God.
God he wants no parts of it.
I hope this man is one step closer to God. John Sterling passed away today at the age of 87. In DP, I saw this from Ryan Spadra, best-selling author writing about Major League Baseball. John Sterling called nearly 3% of all games in Major League Baseball history. Not 3% of just Yankees games. All the games that have ever been played in Major League Baseball history, John Sterling was the voice of, even predating the first radio broadcast in August of 1921. Think what you will about the Yankees, but rest in peace, John Sterling. That's a titan in the broadcasting game gone.
Iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Iconic. Great rhythm, great pace, extremely elite in his ability to point out the minute into a major detail, to get the small thing big.
Yeah.
He's really exceptional at that. And kudos. Well done, kind sir.
Career well done. Life well lived.
Well done.
Rest in peace to Mr. Sterling, indeed. He's DP. I'm Austin. We'll be back full hour 3 of Old School. Talk some college football transfer portal, maybe some NBA playoffs. And in 2026, we are still getting programs banned from the postseason because of their academic progress rate.
What?
They're supposed to go to school to play school. The NCAA keeps trying to convince them. Not sure I believe them. We'll talk about all that in hour 3.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now's the time to schedule your air conditioner service check with Bryant. Make sure it's ready to keep you cool and comfortable when you really need it. Call Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for their members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2% for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Mother's Day is on Sunday, May 10th. Do you know what you're getting your mom this year? Stop procrastinating and get her the one thing she wants, a massage. The Body Shop in Lincoln offers all sorts of massages. All you have to do to win this Mother's Day is get Mom a gift card from The Body Shop. Swedish massages, deep tissue massages, hand and foot massages, and so much more. Buy your mom a gift card today at thebodyshoplincoln.com or stop by their office at 56th and O.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln, this is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Woo! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Old School, another hour of the show coming your way. Austin Foreman, DP with you. Old School brought to you by the good folks at Graham Tire Company. You can be a part of the show, as so many of you have, by texting 402-464-5685, our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. You can call as well, same number, 402-464-5685 on our Honda of Lincoln hotline. Drop comments on any of our streams, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. And thanks as always to the good folks at Allo for giving us channel 961 and sponsoring our VIP line. DP, I should still feel some level of shame for not knowing the answer, but I'm not the only one that needed to be educated. We went to school there during break.
Listen, fans, and their family. Like, we're family. We're family. Sometimes the elder has to call everybody around and share knowledge, storytelling. And the young guns, the future of sports radio, here at the Ticket, a host of young men, quality young people, but their love for sports is it's obvious, but they have lots to learn. Because I asked them all, family, who Loudon Swain was. I asked them who Loudon Swain was. And family, crickets. The crickets were chirping in the room.
Loudly.
So to hide my disappointment, I gave them a chance to fight their way back. And I asked, who is Shoot? Crickets. Which means that none of them had ever watched maybe one of the great sports movies, one of the great life lesson teachers of all time. 1985.
Great year.
1985.
Royals win pennant and more.
Underrated elite actor Matthew Modine as Loudon Swain, high school wrestler extraordinaire, bit of an oddball, trying to find his place in life. And he has found his vision quest. It is to be as great as he can. And to announce that greatness, he decides that he must, in order to become the superhero we all want, nay, deserve, he decides to take on the Beast. And the Beast had a name. Undefeated, pin monster, crosstown rival, Shoot. And he decides, he asks Coach, can I take this on? Or am I just dreaming? And the coach says, it's a big ask because you got to lose weight. And I don't know if you can get that late, but lose that weight, but how would you lose that weight and to be strong enough to defeat the almighty shoot? And he says, it's in me. It's in me, coach.
Now the size of the dog in the fight, coach.
Not possible. The teammates think he's selfish, and they know, but they know. They know that he wants to do this. And in every wrestling room across the country in the 70s and 80s, there's a pegboard that starts about 6 feet up off the ground and goes probably 12 feet, 15 feet high with pegs at various levels. And there's 2 pegs. And you start at the bottom and you remove a peg, put it into a higher place. You can't cheat because you can't skip levels, right? Peg. Upper body strength, core, all required. So to announce his greatness and his commitment to this thing, Loudon Swain does the greatest peg crawl in the history of mankind. Every athlete in America saw this peg crawl, and immediately this was the thing to do. And I guarantee you, a third of the athletes who are listening today did a peg crawl. They did it just to see because they saw Loudon Swain. I want to be great like Loudon Swain. And then they go across, the teammates see it, and he makes it to the top. And then, but here's the problem: when you make it to the top, you got to make it back down.
Back down.
Hey, man, hey, if you're burned out, problem.
And you're a story and a half up.
Right? The coach buys in. If you can do that, we're all in. Go get it. So he grabs his best buddy, and they drive across town to stalk Shoot. They need to see him, and they find him. They find him in his school's football stadium. And their introduction to Shoot is Shoot doing stairs, 1 stair at a time, with a whole log on his back. A whole log on his back. And they enter him. He goes, "Who are you?" "I'm Loudon Swain." "Oh." And the story of this dream has already made it to Shoot. But he knows you'll have to lose weight to do it. "You gonna make weight?" Swain says, "I think so." He goes, "Good." Good. And then he works part-time in a diner.
Okay.
And he has a mentor in the line cook. The line cook's name is Elmo. Kind of rugged, scruffy.
Okay.
Right? One day, Loudon goes to work, and they tell him, nope, Elmo took the night off. So he thinks that Elmo is sick. So he goes over to Elmo's apartment, and Elmo's there ironing his shirt and getting his tie ready. And Loudon says, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I took the night off." "Well, why'd you do that?" "Well, you're wrestling that Shoot guy tonight, aren't you?" "Well, yeah." "You think I would miss that?" "Not a chance." It's just 6 minutes. Just 6 minutes. Just 6 minutes. I'll read this to you. Do you know who Pele is?
I know who Pele is. He played the other football.
He's a soccer player. A very famous soccer player. I was in the room here one day watching the Mexican channel on TV. I don't know nothing about Pele. I'm watching what this guy can do with a ball in his feet. Next thing you know, he jumps in the air and flips into a somersault and kicks the ball in. Upside down and backwards. The goalie and he cursed, the goalie never knew what hit him. Pele gets excited and he rips off his jersey and starts running around the stadium, waving it around above his head. Everybody's screaming in Spanish, "I'm here," sitting alone in my room, and I start crying. That's right. I started crying because another human being in a species that I happen to belong to could kick a ball and lift himself and the rest of us sad bleeping human beings up to a better place to be, if only for a minute. Let me tell you, kid, it was pretty glorious. It ain't the 6 minutes. It's what happens in that 6 minutes. Oh, fast forward to Loudon Swain in the gym, and he goes into the Aux gym, puts on his headphones to get ready.
Lunatic Fringe.
Lunatic Fringe! One of the great sports iconic songs. And I don't know why Memorial Stadium doesn't play Lunatic Fringe before every big Husker moment, but that's just me.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Husker fans are too nice.
Ah!
Husker fans aren't mean enough.
Lunatic,
They're not gritty enough.
It's
They're
Lunatic.
There's no edge.
For
Where'd the
20
edge go,
years, I
Husker
thought it
fans?
was Lunatic Red.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was Lunatic Red. I was like, yes! And he goes in. He's jumping rope, going through all of his wrestling moves, kicks open the door to the Aux gym, walks into the main gym to a sold-out crowd standing on his feet as they introduce Loudon Swain versus Shoot. And these young men have never watched Vision Quest. By the way, before he did all that, he had a love interest in this thing, an older woman named Carla.
Claytonia John says, great movie, DP, and one heck of a hot girlfriend for high school.
Carla! Carla! The one and only Linda Fiorentino with one of the great actress voices in the history of the world. And she's there. And she's run away from him because she didn't want him distracted from beating Shoot. And he was chasing her instead of preparing for Shoot. So she disappeared. And Loudon was lost until right before the match. He's in the locker room, getting prepared, pouting, and walks Carla. And she leaves, talks him through it. And then she walks out, good luck, pauses, walks back, pokes her head around the corner, looks loud and says, kick his bleep, and walks out. And we all in a movie theater go mad. Go mad, I tell you. And these folks who claim to love sports haven't watched Vision Quest.
Well, you know what? We might just have to head over to Josh and Davey's house. He got it on DV last week.
Sir!
DVD, Josh and Davey.
Iconic!
Josh he knew from the beginning what you were talking about.
Listen. John and Davey says that. He says that Josh and Davey says that Coach wore singlet over his shorts. He is so Mark Manning. He is so Mark Manning. Because if you've ever gone to a Husker wrestling practice, Manning is in a singlet every day. Every day. As a matter of fact, I think he's in a singlet at home. I'm just going to say that Mark Manning, I believe. Matter of fact, you know how most of us have suit jackets and dress shirts hung up in the closet? I'm willing to bet that Mark Manning has an entire closet of singlets that he goes through like ties. What singlet do I choose today to make a statement? And he just wears it around the house. Can you imagine his sons and his neighbors being attacked with a double leg by Mark Manning at any time? This is what we're great at. This is why we love it.
I could tell you I'd pay $250 for Mark Manning to deliver me a hot dog in a singlet.
Oh, so good. Look,
as long as I get a picket, though.
Oh, you haven't lived until you see Mark Manning in a singlet throwing his All-American wrestlers around.
Acting like a rat on a Cheeto.
Oh, man. Thanks for having me. Come get this loss, boys. Come get this. I don't think he's taken a loss in 30 years.
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah, I think he's still undefeated.
Oh, man.
Vision Quest.
The Thompson Lincoln, back on the disappointment aspect, says, DP, when I disappoint a lot of people, I drown my Oreos and then drink the milk and the Oreos together.
Listen.
Spoken like a Texas Longhorn fan.
He's just doing that to be insightful. Like he's trying to set us up. Are you trolling us?
I do need to ask, though, because Todd, Husker Biker, Austin may be too young to remember this. Yes, given as I didn't know the 70s happened outside of stories.
Yep.
In the 70s, my dad thought cooking unseen a product called Wiener Wrap. That and a box of mac and cheese on nights. My mom, who was a second shift nurse, loved it. Is that really a thing?
What are the things that should not go in a wrap? Because if somebody said to me, I want a hot dog, and you, without forewarning, you delivered a hot dog in a tortilla wrap with mustard and relish.
Pass.
I would fight you.
Wrong table.
Like,
those folks.
If I once saw a place that served hamburgers in wraps with lettuce, tomato, cheese, like the whole shebang, and they cut it in half, No, they cut it in quarters. Austin Orman. Quarters. Oh, Austin Orman. And then they served it with tortilla chips and dip. And you're supposed to dip both the chips and the burger wrap in the like Big Mac sauce, sort of French fry sauce.
Excuse you? Excuse
Sir.
me? Excuse them, I should say. Excuse them.
Sir. Oh, see, Tulane Tanner, you're showing off. I didn't even, this is one of the features. You know how they got people into the movie theater? You know how they got a third of the audience into the movie theater? Because wrestling at the time, high school wrestling wasn't really the thing that would draw people. It had a cameo. It had a cameo. And what, as Tanner says, one of the great soundtracks. Solid. You know why? You know who was the lead for the soundtrack? A young, newly introduced Madonna was in singing in a local bar in a high school town. Madonna.
Whatever it takes, I guess.
Oh, man. You don't understand. Look.
I do not understand. You are correct.
Listen.
You had to be there, and I was not.
I am not necessarily a member of the fan club, of the Better Times fan club, but Better Times. Better Times. There are no movies that have, you don't have those kind of cameos anymore. Like Madonna in a bar Madonna just happens to be at the local bar.
Top 3 things that used to be better in sports.
No DH.
Okay.
Straight on kickers.
Okay.
Shout out Tom Dempsey, Mark Mosley, Lou Groza, some of the greats.
The toe.
Some of the greats.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting quarterbacks. Freedom to hit quarterbacks. Bump and run coverage. I miss that off the line work. And you had to beat people. Pre-flop basketball.
Breaking up double plays.
Yes.
Sorry, Buster Posey, but same thing at the plate.
Earn it. I'm okay with you earning it.
Mm-hmm.
Earn it.
The I formation.
No, because as a tailback, I liked. I get it. I liked it. If somebody had said wishbone, I might buy in.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the deception of the wing T. But if somebody in this day and age decided they were going to run 2 offenses at the same time, which is the wishbone and the wing T or the veer, I would buy tickets and be their biggest booster because I need to see what that looks like in 2026. I need the veer. Like, I need that back. I need the wing T, like we see it with Air Force and Navy, etc. But I need, because that's more deception. The wishbone had some of the worst blocking techniques. If you go back and watch offensive linemen blocking, in air quotes, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, I don't know how anything got done. I don't know.
Superhuman running backs, DP. Superhuman running backs.
No, these were 5'1" running backs. No, listen to me. There are guys who played tailback back in the 60s who were bigger than the offensive linemen, mind you. Yeah. Yeah. Smashing, watching the sled drills with them just forearming themselves into oblivion.
Okay, my quick list.
Yes.
Games of the week that actually matter that you would highlight and circle the calendar for.
Why is it so hard to do that?
Because everything's available all the time.
No, but you can highlight.
You can.
A game.
You don't. Because highlights are always available. It's not exclusive. It's always around you.
Well, the NFL tries it, and then they guess poorly about what games are going to be meaningful, right? What teams are going to have a good year.
And I can't flex until week 12 or whatever.
But the NBA, pretty good idea. Major League Baseball, I
Sunday Night Baseball used to be a thing.
Well, here's the thing. Sunday Night Baseball didn't used to be a thing. It was not a thing. We had Monday Night Baseball, and we got it in the 70s. Hey, sir, we didn't have it. Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson showed up and gave us Monday Night Baseball in the 70s, bruh. It wasn't my first 10 years of my life. I remember when there was no Monday Night Football and no ESPN. I remember it. I remember when you got one game on 3 channels. That was it. That was it.
Is the lack of iconic broadcasters in those roles a deal? Or are they not iconic because we don't have those highlight games?
You don't have the highlight games, and they're not the focus. Who announced it last year's Super Bowl?
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't
forget. Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Nope.
What was the last great call in the World Series?
The 1-2 again.
Kirk Gibson?
Inside corner. The Royals. 2015. World champions.
I mean, like, for everybody else.
We'll see you tomorrow night. Rangers Cardinals.
Like, it's Bush.
David Freese.
It's I just don't know. I mean, I think of Howard Cosell calling Reggie. And laughing. And mind you, the calls for Reggie's home runs were so bad. If you go back and watch them, ABC missed it. Swing and miss. Swing and a miss. I don't remember the last
iconic basketball call that I remember wasn't even in the finals in terms of the NBA. It was Mike Breen's they have a timeout, decided not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang, bang.
But that could have been any number of games and any number of series and any number of opponents.
But it was different because this was the Warriors dynasty that was in its fledgling state on edge against the upstart Thunder, and the first time Mike Breen remembers ever breaking out the double bang. For the guy that changed the game more than anyone in the 2000s.
Chase down LeBron?
You don't remember the call, you remember the play.
Tim Duncan.
Can you have an iconic call with Tim Duncan?
No. Matter of fact, the call of the entire Spurs era is Ginobili.
Yeah.
Just people yelling Ginobili.
Fair.
I don't remember the Elijah one. 2 years. I don't remember. I don't remember a Tom Brady play being called exceptionally.
No, you remember the Edelman catch. You remember the Tyree catch, but you don't remember the call of it necessarily.
Yeah. D-Man, that's what I said. Blocked by James. I think that's like Breen does a pretty good job of okay, so Breen, Gus Johnson,
Harlan Nance.
But what Nancy's golf calls are iconic, but right? So I mean Tiger.
Yeah.
Is there any non-Tiger golf Jim Nance call in the last 10 years?
Now that comes to mind for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
College basketball has the plays, but not the calls. College football, I think you got to go back to, he has trouble with the snap. They're going to win the football game.
I don't know. Maybe Vince Young? Go back to Vince Young championship game?
I don't remember the call though.
Right. I really don't. What was the last? Here's. We'll go to break. But great Nebraska calls. The last great Nebraska call. Now for football, you can't go all the way back to 1972.
The one I remember the most is
or 1989.
The walk-off Hail Mary
Or
here at
98.
home against Northwestern. Remember a little bit of what Greg said, but I remember. Yeah, I remember Matt Davison. Oh, what a scene in Lincoln, baby! The other thing I will say that was better back in the day, jump shooting for him. You go back and watch some like mid to late 2000s jump shots. I don't know anyone that shoots with that form anymore.
Well, everybody's
just such a distinct look.
But everybody's longer than they were then.
I know. Like
there's more body part. There's more to move.
The 6 foot guards, they're just pulling up, iconic.
Well, they need
We've
to get,
lost it.
They need, well, because now you have greater length defending you. So you have to get the shot off quicker. You can't, I hate to upset people. The prettiest jump shooter I ever saw was Phil Chenier of the Bullets. I've never seen anybody that when you slowed it down, you just went, yeah. So yeah, those moments.
53-79, Tommy Frazier's run against Florida. Okay. And I do like this from D-Man. The Iron Bowl call. There goes Davis. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Is it because of the accent?
Oh, it has to be, right?
Right? Like I think the SEC wins a lot of the
But that was
calls.
the Auburn call, not the national call.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
southern kind of twang certainly does it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Keep your submissions rolling in over break. 402-464-5685. Most iconic calls, preferably of the 2000s, right? Let's see if we can come up with the most recent iconic calls across
Just for
sports.
Huskers.
Huskers
Just for
ideal?
Let's start with
Okay.
Huskers
Go from
and
there.
any sport.
Okay. Best Husker calls, 402-464-5685. Submissions next.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And wow, what a great spring it has been here. We've had record sales happening at Koppel. And to show our appreciation, Koppel is giving out employee pricing on select new models. Yes, you heard that right. Employee pricing is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. So please stop on in the store and see the team or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Some rebates a dealer.
If you're looking for a workplace that feels like home, Midwest Bank might just be the place. We're hiring a personal banker in Lincoln who enjoys helping others and being a part of a close-knit team. With great perks and a community-focused mission, you'll feel right at home here. Porque aquí todos son bienvenidos. Apply today at Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer. Member FDIC.
Well, I'm an interior designer. A lot of builders don't have designers on staff. I'm included with our Aspen package and can make your home more custom to your taste, your needs, and your wants.
Rachel's our interior designer at Aspen Builders. She's one of the reasons that makes us really good at what we do. I'm Bob Benish, and we absolutely love how Rachel takes care of our clients.
I think the biggest challenge with building is a lot of clients are worried about all the choices. When they come in, they kind of have a deer in the headlights look. I like to ask people at the end, so what did you think? And usually they pause and they say, you know, you really broke it up, kept it simple. We just did one meeting at a time, so I wasn't looking at all the decisions I had to make. I had plenty of time to decide things. You walked me through it all. It made it simple.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Mother's Day is on Sunday, May 10th. Do you know what you're getting your mom this year? Stop procrastinating and get her the one thing she wants, a massage. The Body Shop in Lincoln offers all sorts of massages. All you have to do to win this Mother's Day is get mom a gift card from The Body Shop. Swedish massages, deep tissue massages, hand and foot massages, and so much more. Buy your mom a gift card today at thebodyshoplincoln.com or stop by their office at 56 The No.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rolling right through with Old School. Got plenty of submissions for the best broadcast calls of Husker Athletics, mostly recent. Austin Orman, Derek Pearson with you. Another 20 minutes or so on the program.
That's a long text line. That text line just went bananas.
As they do. Drew Carr and a couple others mentioned the Corey Schlesinger, one of the hardest names to say.
Say it.
Schlesinger touchdown in the 1994 title game. I don't remember that call personally. Maybe those of you do. Hammond Bean says Sioux, Colorado. Janovich's TD and Amir's TD then against McNeese State. But do you actually remember the call, or do you remember the play? I don't remember the call for any of those.
I don't.
Big Bird does say Kent Pavelka this year. Any of them?
Jamarcus Lawrence's dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Hoiberg's putback. Because all the Sammy, my boys, always like it, but you need that. You need the stamp. Like, give the call, the exceptional call, and then stamp it with something brilliant so that it becomes, Pavelka was a man. Listen, Sharp did it. We knew. Is there one for baseball?
Again, I don't remember the radio calls as much, and that's no offense to my ex-coworkers over there. Love them, appreciate them. But I remember the moments. I remember the games. I don't so much remember what it is they said. But again, it's hard because what are the highest stakes games Nebraska's been in? It's been the Big Ten tournament here and there. You had the combined no against Kansas State when they had the patch on their hat for Greg. Other than that, it's not like they're in the College World Series or even in Supers with a chance to do it.
And it's the call tournament championship call, right? Not that there was a particular play,
right?
But the proclamation that we are champions.
They did it.
Would be a thing. So
2086, the Vanderbilt game, 94-56, the Tommy Hill pick six against Colorado. Felt more like a moment.
It was a moment, but it wasn't.
But do you remember the words the announcer said when it happened? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Augie's trying to get the 94 Orange Bowl meal ticket. The Michigan State game, Rain and Riley out of bounds. I don't remember the call. I was also in the stands for that one, but it's not like that one's been replayed like Michigan State, Jalen Watts Jackson. You remember the guy's name because Sean McDonough's voice cracked. That's the iconic part.
If I said this, that we often get asked why we live in the past. Why always back to the glory days? Because those are the iconic moments. Those are the greatest moments. I hate to tell you, those are the greatest moments. Those are the greatest moments. Of being able to call it. Like I remember what was said about Ridge Lovett. The streak is over. The streak is
started
over.
in Post Falls, Idaho.
Right. The streak is over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if in gymnastics, Ashton, the problem with Ashton's was that he was sitting on the side when it was deemed and known that he was the national champion. Same for Axelina Johansson. So sometimes it has to be in the moment, and the moment has to be big, like big. And then, quite frankly, you have to find the big moments, right?
Yeah. And not every announcer is cut out for the big moments, whether it's lack of preparation, lack of experience. We all have our own likes and dislikes out of an announcer, but I think we can all tell pretty easily if there's that it factor.
Let me say this. A part of my commitment to covering Husker wrestling and bowling and etc. is because there's no voice for Nebraska wrestling. There's no voice. There's zero chance that you should have a Big Ten champion being crowned and not have a Husker voice call it and tell you what it is. There should be zero reason why Husker wins a championship and there is no Husker call for Ridge Lovett, Antro Taylor, etc. It is my full mission is to gather support, rally support, so that Nebraska wrestling gets a radio call so that these moments can be captured.
Yeah. Volleyball. Can you think of one? See, again, this is nothing against JB, but you remember his JB isms more than anything, right? Puts a dent in the vanity deck, flatter than a pancake, all sorts of stuff like that, more than you remember the moment when the ball dropped to the floor in 2017 with a miscommunication with Penn State. More so than you remember the run to the title in 2015.
32-8, you're right in the Pavelka call, watch and dream, make room for daddy. Like that was a great capture of the moment, because that's when we didn't believe until then. Like we hoped, but we started to believe then. And that's why that call is so iconic.
94-56. It's a little bit frustrating that all of Husker Nation listening can only think of pretty much one spectacular call live on air. Need to change that around in the future. It's not the call that makes the moment makes the call amplifies the moment, and just what helps it stick. You can't do that sort of thing inorganically. It just has to happen.
And people swing and miss. I mean, the Al Michaels Miracle on Ice call, people forget that wasn't even the gold medal round.
Semis,
right?
Yeah.
There was a separate call, and people confuse the two different calls. Like, do you believe in miracles? Different countdowns, entirely different. In it, I think of Washington Miami Super Bowl, second Super Bowl, the good one. The Washington
the one that went the right way.
The one that. Okay, the first one, the moment really there weren't many moments, but the moment that people think about when they think of Dolphins Redskins Super Bowl I is Garo Yepremian flubbing the field goal.
Sure.
And it was a terrible call. If you go back and listen to the broadcast, it was a Super Bowl touchdown that literally got no sauce. No sauce. The second one is Riggins.
Okay.
Off tackle. Beats McNeil. He could go all the way. And then Enberg steps on himself. Unless he gets caught, and he's not. Touchdown, John Riggins.
John and Cortland showing my age. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Epic. boxing tends to do that. It's become the thing now. UFC captures moments better than anybody.
Yes.
Right? It's not,
yes.
and it's on purpose.
Mhm.
And even now, some of that's hokey, but how do you become hokey about watching somebody get concussed? Right? The reactions of watching, they actually have a camera on the announcers to catch it, because
Where
every
you get the
fight
Rogan
has a
reaction mean from?
It's like, wait a minute, there's no script for it.
No.
So when there's no script, you call it. But Cosell, and mind you, he was better when the moment caught up on him, because I don't think he expected that to happen to Joe Frazier.
Did anyone at that point?
There were none of those. Well, Foreman did. There are people who, but you can't call. One of the great boxing moments is Frazier's the left hook heard around the world that knocks Muhammad Ali on his butt. I don't remember the call.
Remember the moment,
it wasn't as good,
but not the call.
Right. It just so.
And that's what we're trying to get at here, Pete.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it is my dream and wish that. Yeah, Rulon Gardner winning the gold medal, because again, it was winning the gold medal.
Yeah,
and you were able to kind of. The Olympics tends to breed that, especially for the one-on-one sports. It's a thing that matters because you can see the thing happening. You have that kind of focus.
I was about to say Noah Eagle on the 2024 Olympic basketball thing. I don't remember it word for word though.
Which
I know the golden dagger, but I forget the exact call. I remember the moment more than I do the call. And if I listen back, it was good, but I can't recall it right now. So can it be iconic if I don't remember it?
It's just a thing, right? That so many of these things you want to, but this is what we want for Nebraska fans. We want Husker fans to have new moments. We want that more than anybody, to have new moments that capture. Pavelka reset the table. I would imagine that something is coming for Nebraska softball. I love the dog pile call for Big Ten baseball, right? That lands. Make a pile, boys. Volleyball next year, looking forward to that call. But remember, that's not Baylor's style. That's not his style.
Call the grandkids.
That's not his style. So it is what Coatney captures moments exceptionally well, but they need to create some.
He does.
But they need to create moments for him.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. And of course, football. Here's to
maybe Crooks can grow with the program.
Oh, here's to giving them something. Here's to giving them something
at some point.
Oh, there's a drive, left field to the track, the wall. And Hank Aaron, he did it. 7:15. 7:14 call was actually better than 7:15.
The tie better than the break?
7:14 call was better than 7:15. I can get on that hill.
Okay.
I can get on that hill.
One final break. We'll be back to wrap up Old School, brought to you by Graham Tire.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, captioned telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Mother's Day is on Sunday, May 10th. Do you know what you're getting your mom this year? Stop procrastinating and get her the one thing she wants, a massage. The Body Shop in Lincoln offers all sorts of massages. All you have to do to win this Mother's Day is get Mom a gift card from The Body Shop. Swedish massages, deep tissue massages, hand and foot massages, and so much more. Buy your mom a gift card today at thebodyshoplincoln.com or stop by their office at 56 The Knoll.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
If you're looking for a workplace that feels like home, Midwest Bank might just be the place. We're hiring a personal banker in Lincoln who enjoys helping others and being a part of a close-knit team. With great perks and a community-focused mission, you'll feel right at home here. Porque aquí todos son bienvenidos. Apply today at Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer. Member FDIC.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, fun times. Talking to radio calls, remembering why we all love sports. The joy they bring us.
Oh.
Occasionally the pain, but mostly the joy.
What's the one that makes you the happiest? Is it the last Royals championship? Is it what's the call that made what play made you happiest?
Gordon in the air to center field. Back at the wall. This game is tied. Juris Familia. Quick pitch didn't work.
Right.
Gordo, Nebraska's own.
Just a moment.
Dead center.
Right? That we have the moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about this last time I was home. 3 Washington Super Bowls. And the first one was Theismann, Miami. It's the Riggins run. The second one was, and you have to remember, it was a different quarterback. It was Doug. And I'm just telling you that that first 80-yard touchdown pass to Ricky Sanders, I don't think I was ever the same. Like Washington already won a Super Bowl. But Doug doing it, being down 10-0 and looked like all was lost, and we went, like I felt like Tom Hanks in League of Our Own. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. So that might be, I think that's my favorite. I think it's either that or the Howie Kendrick bomb in the World Series.
Okay. Okay.
To win the Nats their only title.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think those are the ones.
Mm.
Is there a Husker one that sets you off more than anything else?
The one that I remember most of all was that walk-off Hail Mary. I remember where I was, what I was doing. I remember hearing it. It's just been so different being at more of the basketball games. I don't get to hear as much of that sort of thing, and listening back, it doesn't quite have the same effect.
Right.
The Husker moment, though, that hits me was at the end of that Vanderbilt game, having been there in person. I mean, I've been blessed, lucky. I'm grateful to have seen all sorts of cool stuff happen. I saw the upset of top 5 Michigan State in football. I saw the miracle.
Was that your favorite upset?
Probably.
Your favorite Nebraska upset?
Probably.
Like, have you ever stormed the court? Have you ever stormed the court?
I have not.
Okay.
The one that probably resonated the most with me at the time, I mean, that Michigan State game was fun. I was with some high school buddies for that one. The win at PBA over Iowa, Thor God of Thunder was Kent's call for that one. Amir Harris, Tanner Borkhardt played a role. I still don't know how Nebraska won that game. Seeing Nebraska roll Creighton in December of 2017 was pretty fun in person as well. But being there courtside for the tournament win over Vanderbilt, that hit me where little Austin grew up watching the Huskers. Yeah.
It is amazing that we tie so much of who we are to those moments. That, listen, birth of child, wedding, like there's certain things, but those are carrying. Those are listen. It's all stuff.
It is indeed. DP, it's been fun as always. I appreciate it.
I apologize once again for having you prep for 2 hours and we covered none of it. Down the rabbit hole we went.
If I was surprised, I'd be disappointed. I'm not surprised, and we had a blast doing it. So what more can we ask? Not a dang thing. It'll be Nick Sainert with me for the next couple of days here for Old School. I'm sure you'll get plenty of baseball chatter, plenty of Husker baseball chatter in there as well. I got to step out. Had some stuff get moved around. So Nick Wyman and Tristan Gomez will be taking you through the next hour, talking some baseball official Royals recap. We'll be back next week. Royals on the air against the Guardians here at the top of the hour. He's DP. I'm Austin. This has been Old School, brought to you by Graham Tire. We'll talk again soon.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $197 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008753, $199 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year.